was just another ordinary day, until everyone on Earth suddenly vanished, leaving one young man completely alone. Then a sudden flash of light. A winged woman descends before him. He demands to know who she is. She is Lita, an emissary from God. Her message: he has fallen behind. Earth is leveling up infused with mana. All of humanity was sent to another world to train, but he can't use mana, so he was left behind. In that moment, his normal life shattered. A long, lonely time passes. Then humanity finally returns to Earth. But they brought monsters back with them. A masked man stands against the chaos. He slams his spear into the ground. A pack of wolves swarms the street below. They charge forward without hesitation. Their eyes burn with feral hunger. Suddenly a blast of energy erupts. This crowd watches in stunned silence. They wonder who this powerful stranger is, but the danger isn't over yet. Two more beasts close in on him. A monstrous wolf roars, lunging to attack. But the masked boy counters with a swift, clean strike. This beast howls, thrown back by the impact. He watches, his expression hidden by the mask. He stands ready with his spear. The fight won. A memory surfaces of his own cold confidence. He once told an enemy they were no match for him, but in the present he's just a confused student. He stands before a completely empty campus. Classrooms are abandoned mid-activity. This cafeteria is filled with uneaten food. He walks the silent, lonely halls alone. A chilling question forms: is he the only person here? With no bus, he walks home through deserted streets. He desperately hopes this is all just a bad dream. He finally arrives at his apartment building. He steps inside, announcing his return, but the apartment is eerily quiet. He realizes his mom isn't home either. Something catches his eye: the wall clock. He stares, a sense of dread growing. He's certain he left school at 2:45. He pulls out his phone to check. This phone shows the exact same time. For him, time has completely stopped. Hours have passed since he left school, but the sun hasn't moved at all. A chilling thought takes hold. It's as if time itself has frozen. A voice confirms his fear. Suddenly, white feathers fill the air. A winged being descends before him. She declares that Earth's time is frozen for everyone but him. He stares in disbelief, demanding to know who she is. She smiles, saying it should be obvious, but our boy is not getting it. His first guess: a home intruder. She frantically points to her wings and dress. He considers this new evidence. His next guess: a cosplayer. She tries to regain her composure. She is Lita, an angel of God, and she came to deliver a message. He has been left behind. This words hit him like a physical blow. A painful memory surfaces. A forgotten field trip, a training retreat, a math trip, always left behind. Even the university club trip started without him. He collapses, the pattern repeating once more. Lita explains all of humanity was transported to another dimension. This angelic guide reveals the truth. Earth is facing a great cataclysm. This planet has maxed its experience points, and it's time for a system-wide level up. An ancient record will connect with Earth, granting humans new senses. Our boy processes the insane news. His world is becoming a game. This guide seems quite proud of her explanation. When mana floods the world, monsters will appear and normal weapons will be useless. Humanity would face total annihilation. So God stopped time, sending everyone away to train and adapt to mana. Their real bodies are safe, their minds in AVATRS. This gives them a fighting chance against the coming threat. This kid asks a critical question. Not even nukes would work. This angel confirms it. High-ranking monsters are immune, but then a horrifying thought dawns. What about him? This question hangs in the air, his eyes glowing red. He grabs the angel, demanding an answer. She admits there was a mistake. This portal is closed, she says nervously. His stealth skill even fooled God. He explodes in pure, unfiltered rage. He throws a tantrum on the floor. He wants to learn mana too. This angel offers a pity bonus instead. He screams that he doesn't want it. She tells him to wait 10 years. Humanity will return then. This empty apartment sinks in. 10 years. He looks out at the empty city. What can he do by himself? This angel suggests he train his body, but he points out he can't use mana. She smiles brightly. He just needs to be physically strong. He's not impressed with the plan. He begs to be taken with the others, but he is left behind utterly alone. This world falls into a deep silence. Famous landmarks stand deserted. Cities across the globe are abandoned. 5 years pass since humanity vanished, but he's still here, pushing himself. He spends his lonely days training, working out relentlessly in the gym, forging his body into a weapon while others develop mana and powers. He could only focus on raw physical strength. His angelic companion questions his routine. She can't believe his 5-year dedication. He grits his teeth. There is no other choice. She watches him with a complex gaze. This angel Leda notes Ilhan's incredible growth. His patience and focus are almost inhuman. She reveals his stealth is why God missed him, and he is furious. Lita was the only person he could talk to, his only companion in an empty world, back in his solitary apartment building. Lita also provided all his meals. Food would magically appear on his table, a small comfort in the endless silence. He's stunned by the automated conveniences. With his fitness improved, he plans to learn martial arts. This angel questions his method, but he'll just use the internet. Since the web still works, he pulls up old training videos. She reveals the impossible truth: time itself is frozen. He's tired of her cryptic answers. Outside his building, the world remains still. He begins his solitary training with a staff. A fierce cry echoes in the empty park. He drills the basic movements again and again. His form becomes sharper with every strike. She reminds him he has 5 years left. From the sidelines, she watches him train. 4 years of grueling practice pass in a flash. This angel Lita offers to spar with Ilhan. He's hesitant to fight her, but she insists. Ilhin struggles with the idea of hitting an angel. The 9 years of resentment finally explode, but Lita is a natural-born fighter, blocking him easily. She offers free beatdowns as sparring. His desperate cries for a break are ignored, and just like that, the promised 10 years are over. Lita says his skills are ready for monsters. She commends him for enduring the decade of training. Now the great cataclysm is about to begin. He asks Lita if they will ever meet again. She tells him it all depends on his actions. This great cataclysm is about to begin. He's nervous to finally see people again. He watches Lita prepare to depart. He closes his eyes, ready for his world to return, but when he opens them, nothing has changed. A flicker of confusion crosses his face. Lita, still in the sky, looks back in shock. She seems just as confused as he is. This field is still completely empty. He demands an explanation for the emptiness. Lita admits there might have been a mistake. His rage echoes across the silent world. This axis of time is off. He might be stuck for decades. This thought reduces him to a crying mess, but time continues to flow. 10 years, 20, then 50, still nothing. He is left alone in a world reclaimed by nature, so he channels his despair into training. He smashes boulders with his bare hands, forging his body into a weapon. Lita praises Ilhin for his incredible growth, but Ilhin has stopped counting the years. His cold demeanor worries her. He admits he can no longer recall his mother's face. His winged companion looks on with pity. Time itself feels broken, stretched beyond limit. His face darkens, bored with endless martial arts. She panics, reminding him the cataclysm is imminent. She fears he's finally given in to despair, but he has a new plan: train while he reads. Her expression shifts from worry to surprise. She realizes his spirit isn't broken after all. Energized, she flies off, supporting his new goal. And so began his quest for knowledge, starting with novels. He devoured every subject imaginable. Soon he had consumed every book in the library. His next step: learn new languages and see the world. Their journey begins starting with nearby China. They travel from country to country, mastering languages. His ultimate goal: to read every book on earth. He places his hand on the very last one. After achieving his goal, he's left with emptiness. His companion is amazed by his endless drive, but he insists there's no time to rest. For centuries, Ilhin held onto hope. She prays for humanity's return before he breaks. Deep within a sun-drenched forest, a new challenge emerges from the trees. A perfect strike takes down a wild boar. He's moved on to butchery and blacksmithing. He prepares his tools to practice on the boar. A sudden, dangerous idea crosses his mind. She warns him against destroying the world's balance. She stops herself, almost revealing a critical secret. He presses for an answer, but she plays it off. Shrugging it off, he gets to work on his new craft. His companion marvels at his endless drive. 274 years have passed, an eternity even for her. He finishes the job, proud of his first attempt. She calls him by his full name, Ilhin, in awe, but butchery has a much bigger final test. A colossal sperm whale appears on the shore. This angel forbids it. The species is endangered. Ilhin just smirks, making a literary joke she doesn't get. 300 years and he's mastered butchery, but blacksmithing proves far more difficult than theory. A slip of the hand, a moment of failure. This blade shatters its durability, hitting zero. He remembers countless failed attempts at the forge. 5 long years pass before he creates a single shabby sword. His companion takes the blade to inspect it. She mocks its quality, much to his frustration, but she decides to keep it as a commemorative item. This angel taunts Ilhin for surviving the reset. Her smile is unsettlingly cheerful. She seems to enjoy his frustration. He recalls his long journey as a blacksmith, 50 years spent mastering the forge, but his early work was never enough. He repeated the process, endlessly seeking perfection. A century of hammering leads to a breakthrough. He finally forges a perfect spear. Even the angel is stunned by his tenacity, but then Mana introduces new, stronger materials. His resolve never wavers. She's in awe of his endless determination. With crafting mastered, he returns to martial arts. This years blur into a relentless grind. She observes his superhuman growth, but she knows there has to be a limit. 1,000 years have passed. His human body must have a breaking point. She worries he'll stagnate without new experiences, something completely outside his routine. Her mind suddenly jumps to romance. This thought makes her completely flustered. She denies having such vulgar thoughts. She tries to frame it as part of her mission to help him. Ilhin just watches, utterly confused by her strange behavior. Ilhin calls out to Lita. He approaches her, trying to find the right words. He leans in close, startling her. His gaze is fixed and serious. Lita panics, thinking he knows her failings, but he's pointing at her sword. It's glowing, moving on its own. This blade suddenly yanks her into the air. She realizes what's happening. This is the first sword Ilhin ever made for her. He screams her name, helpless. A blinding light washes over him. He's wearing his old clothes again. This familiar training dummy appears. This world is resetting to the day it all began. Lita flies away, pleading not to lose the sword. She looks down in absolute horror. This great cataclysm has arrived. Ilhin is thrown into the sky. His eyes widen in disbelief. He's flying through a vortex of energy. Lita screams for him, but it's too late. She never even got to say goodbye, but she still has his sword. She clutches the last piece of him she has. Lita gives a final heartbreaking look. She flies away, lamenting their missed chance. He watches her disappear into the sky, alone again without a proper goodbye. He remembers her words about being an angel. A new goal forms in his mind. He has to see her again, no matter what. This world snaps back into focus. He's back in the modern world. All around him, humanity is returning. This empty university lecture hall suddenly fills with students. Everyone is reappearing at once. They look around completely disoriented. This campus is bustling with life again, but our boy feels completely out of place. He opens his eyes 1,000 years older. A status window appears before him. Yu Ilhin realizes the great cataclysm has begun. Others are excited, confirming it's been 10 years, but for Ilhin it was a millennium. Everyone complains their stats have been reset. Ilhin looks at his own confused. He's surrounded by people, but no one seems to notice him at all. His stealth skill is maxed out, but it's a passive he can't turn off. He's completely invisible to everyone. This horrible realization hits him. He's cursed to be alone forever. Defeated, Yu Ilhin heads for home. He watches others reunite with joy, but seeing a crowded world is still a comfort. This sun sets as he reaches his apartment. He steps inside and a voice calls his name. A voice he hasn't heard in 1,000 years. His mother stands in the doorway stunned. He'd almost forgotten her face. They rush into a tearful embrace. He holds his mom for the first time in a millennium. This world feels real again. This simple comforts of home surround him. Everything is just as he left it. At dinner, he asks about a place called Haija. His mother says she was in another world, Yamen. His parents discuss Mana, a conversation he can't join. Then his mother asks where he was. He remembers his 1,000 years of solitude. He lies to keep them from worrying. His parents complain about the difficult training. Our boy explains the world's balance. His parents stare completely lost. He panics trying to play it off. He must be careful not to raise suspicion. His mother brings up making money with mana. His father agrees that mana users are rare. This kid puts his chopsticks down. He has something important to tell them. He lies, claiming he can't use mana at all. His parents are stunned into silence. They accept it, telling him to just study hard. This lie works and the family is at ease. Later that night in his room, he finds something completely unexpected. His steel spear is standing in the corner. He wonders if Lita somehow saved it. This saves him the trouble of finding a new weapon. A status window appears for Yu Ilhin's spear. He inspects its unique grade stats. Now it's time to gather information. This internet is flooded with new posts. Returnees are sharing everything they know online. He learns the basics of leveling up. Second class advancement comes at level 50, and at level 100 you become a national treasure. This path beyond third class is a mystery. Only legendary monsters reach those heights. Yu Ilhin finishes his research for now. He considers returning to school. It feels like normal life never left, but his thoughts drift to Lita. A sudden reflection catches his eye. He jolts up, sensing a presence. A woman appears, sent to help him. He shouts, thinking it's an intruder. His mind reels in shock. This visitor calmly denies the accusation. She introduces herself as the angel Erda. Yu Ilhin is utterly speechless. A second angel has invaded his life. This next chapter begins. Erda explains that mana is hard to manage. She was sent to another world to train. Our boy is not impressed by her story. Flustered, she says that's why she's here. Someone passionately requested aid for him, a vision of Lita arguing on his behalf. He realizes Lita fought for him, but the higher-ups sent Erda instead. He looks down, disappointed. A tiny angel appears on Ilhin's shoulder. Her eyes glow, initiating a scan. Data floods his vision, analyzing his power. She scoffs. His physical stats are already high. In heaven, angels plead for the lonely Ilhin. A creature weeps for the man without mana. This blonde angel realizes Lita tricked them all, but the small angel has her mission now. She offers to help him finally use mana. Ilhin is completely baffled by her offer. She makes a sudden move, landing softly. She sits on his head, a living mana catalyst. A flashback shows Lita's previous failed attempts, but now she calculates it will only take a year. He panics, realizing she's not leaving. She assures him she's invisible to others. His private life flashes before his eyes, but there's an even bigger problem. His 1.7 terabytes of treasure are at risk. This angel has a moment of realization. She claims she doesn't care about mortal affairs. Her gaze is cold and indifferent. She lists things she won't judge him for. He calls her a liar, seeing a smirk. Ilhin cries for Lita, but his fate is sealed for a year. A new day, a new school, his first time back in 1,000 years. He tries to reclaim his daily life. But a tiny angel sits on his head. She claims no one else can see her. He's shocked when she scoffs at him. Suddenly his path is blocked by soldiers. He realizes life will never be normal again. This military is deployed for future monster threats, but he knows they're useless against high-level monsters. He finally arrives on the school campus. In class, he's completely invisible to everyone. His new title, Panka's Mystic Loner, a passive stealth skill he can't turn off. This tiny angel Eartha says it's not a bad skill. He panics, thinking it's a loser skill. Nearby students brag about creating new skills. He asks Eartha what they're talking about. She explains they combine weak mana and experience. Her blunt description wounds his pride. She tells him their skills are nothing compared to his. That's why his stealth isn't a bad skill. He listens in on the conversation behind him, realizing he can eavesdrop without anyone noticing. This isn't a loser skill, it's a tool for gathering information. In class, a question lingers. Who was the legendary Empress? A powerful figure from this very university. This students buzz about dungeons. He turns to Eartha for answers. Her explanation is simple and grim. Dungeons are a trap made by God. First, God baits the trap with food, luring countless monsters inside to be sealed. But humans can enter and leave freely. Our boy asks a simple question, because the dungeons don't last forever and some monsters are too powerful or too smart for the system. Back in reality, the professor arrives. He begins the lecture by taking attendance. This lesson quickly veers off topic. Eartha whispers about the changing world. Our boy tunes it all out. He wonders if university is even worth it now. A degree is just paper, mana is everything, and the best way to train it, hunt monsters. She urges him to start now while they're weak, but he's stuck at level 1 unable to use mana. Eartha smiles, a secret on her lips. This guide on his head assesses his physique as excellent. He's completely caught off guard by the praise. Even the guide seems surprised by her own analysis. But a glint in her eye confirms it's true. She suggests they test his power immediately. He turns shocked by the sudden proposal. Students scream trapped against the windows. Outside, giant insectoid monsters swarm the grounds. He peers through a doorway at the unfolding carnage. His eyes widen, trying to process the horror. A massive insect monster lunges toward them. He stands his ground as everyone else flees. This guide's voice rings out. The tutorial is over. Mankind must now survive on its own. Panic erupts as the survivors wonder where to run. A cry to form a party is cut short by a scream. This grim reality of their situation sinks in. Run away, the crowd stampedes past him. In the chaos, our boy is left behind. He smirks, used to being abandoned. He scans the empty classroom for a weapon. This guide asks if he really intends to fight. She warns him that monsters are incredibly tough, but she confirms this one is below level 20. He grabs a broken desk leg, testing its weight. Ilhin tests his new weapon with a powerful swing. Lita watches, startled by the sudden movement. He grins, satisfied with his creation. She praises his craftsmanship, which he learned from boredom. Elsewhere, two other angels debate his pitiful state. Ilhin inspects the spear, a product of intense training. He tightens his grip, ready for action. He needs a plan to fight without being seen. A stone statue shatters in the city plaza. A giant praying mantis towers over the buildings. Ilhin leaps from a rooftop, masked and armed. He flies through the air toward the monster. His spear slams into the giant insect. System notifications flood his vision. Level up. He feels the surge of power for the first time. This system explains he can absorb the records of his foes. Ilhin feels his mana flare slightly increased. Lita questions his violent glee. He threatens her playfully. Suddenly, he's surrounded by giant ants. He grips his weapon, facing a new problem. He never learned how to fight against a group. Lita tells him to just use his body. He braces himself against a massive rolling creature. This ground cracks under the immense pressure. He holds his ground, ready to counterattack. System notifications confirm his rapid growth. But his companion shouts a warning from the side. A swarm of giant mosquitoes descends from the sky. This masked man whips his spear around. He slices through one, earning more experience. Another one dives, catching him by surprise. Its massive stinger aims for a fatal blow. This proboscis hits his shoulder and bends, unable to pierce him. His companion realizes Ilhin's skin is now impossibly hard. Even Ilhin is shocked by his own durability. He has surpassed the limits of a normal human. He leaps onto the back of another giant insect. Another clean kill and more points rack up. Ilhin lands softly on the ground. A new challenger appears, a giant praying mantis. This creature screeches, raising its bladed arms to strike, but Ilhin's spear is faster, taking its head off. His companion cries out that more are coming. An endless horde of giant insects floods the street. Ilhin grimaces at the disgusting sight. He readies his spear for some serious extermination. A powerful blow vaporizes another monster and he levels up again. Suddenly, a bright light erupts from his body. This energy explodes outwards in a massive blast. Ilhin stands stunned by his own power surge. A silver-haired mage appears, crackling with power. She smiles, offering a handful of lightning. This winged guide snaps him back to reality. This mage unleashes a devastating energy blast. He wonders if she levels up like he does. He smashes the last monster, reaching level 7. A crowd of onlookers is completely stunned. Wiping his brow, he barely survived the fight. Suddenly, soldiers arrive, apologizing for being late. One soldier freezes in utter shock. They stare at the road littered with monster corpses. This masked gamer starts searching for loot. His guide tells him to harvest a mana stone. He carves into the beast, maxing out his slaughter skill. His soldiers watch in awe of his strength. This silver-haired mage watches him, a proud smile on her face. He pulls out a glowing mana stone. But then he hears something behind him. A huge crowd has gathered, all filming him. He's never had this much attention before. Flustered, he doesn't know what to do. He turns to see the silver-haired mage. This was the first time he met the Empress. She asks him to help her with the slaughtering. He's left completely speechless by her request. This masked man negotiates his payment. This Empress offers 40%. Deal. They stand over the fallen insectoid beast. A crowd gawks at the Empress's power. One spectator is a little too enthusiastic. Our boy confirms she's the real deal. But the crowd can't recall what he did. His companion notes how well his mask works. He cracks open the monster's shell. This Empress accepts the glowing core. With his job done, he turns to leave, but a unit of soldiers blocks his way. Their leader demands he cooperate. Suddenly, the soldier is struck by lightning. This Empress has intervened to protect him. Her smile is a chilling warning. This crowd erupts in fear and excitement. He prepares to slip away in the chaos. This onlookers realize he's vanished. They assume he ran with incredible speed. His companion's plan for anonymity worked. He falls to his knees, feeling strangely sad. This perfect escape feels like a loss. Later that night at a quiet playground, he decides to craft new armor using pure intuition. Ilhin studies the monster hide. Eartha warns him monster parts are difficult to handle. He grins, declaring himself the best master on Earth. She's unimpressed, remembering Lita's frantic warnings. He asks if she misses Lita too. Eartha smirks, recalling Lita's fierce defense of him. Yu Ilhin feels like his power is a cheat code. Eartha asks if he knows about mana craft. He's clueless but immediately fascinated. She smirks, knowing his mana deficiency. He grabs her, desperate to learn a new skill. She panics, yelling that he's too close. He lets Gio with an awkward apology. She's flustered, unable to understand him. This lesson begins with mana crystals, a power that enchants weapons and armor. He's back in her face, ecstatic. She yells that she already agreed to teach him. She sighs, muttering about needing a word with Lita. She imagines telling Lita to control her man. This first step requires materials and magic stones or mana crystals like a dragon heart. His imagination runs wild with the possibilities. She explains the forging process. This final step completes the enchantment. A simple item grants bonus stats. Eartha explains the basics of crafting, but mana crafting adds special abilities. There's always a catch. She tells him he lacks the mana for it. He listens, processing the challenge. But our boy grins, ready to try anyway. To grant abilities, a master must handle the mana. Consuming magic stones could make it possible. He could create the gear of his dreams, weapons with elemental powers, or armor that recovers stamina. This creator's will is the most important part. Yu Ilhin gets to work immediately. In a flash, he's crafted armor. A system notification confirms his success. He boasts about his newfound know-how. Eartha admits he's a natural talent. His ability to adapt could be a true power. With the armor made, he says, just watch. He's not done. One magic stone remains. He focuses, channeling the stone's energy. Mana begins to swirl around his hand. Eartha panics. He's attempting the applied form. This power surges and he struggles to control it. He imagines a weapon like a scythe mantis. This mana crystal glows faintly in his palm. His winged companion frets, not wanting him to fail. This crystal begins to crack and fade. She makes a choice, lending him a bit of her mana. This gem flares with renewed brilliant light. A torrent of energy surges from his hand. This power engulfs him completely. He watches the light coalesce. A new piece of armor forms from the energy. This winged girl WATCHES worried it didn't work, but a sly grin spreads across his face. Success, his mana craft skill has leveled up. He tests the new gauntlet's defensive ability. A summon chain shatters against its barrier. This new wrist protector is perfect. She's stunned. He combined two item abilities. He knows things are about to get intense. She admits she's impressed by his first attempt, but he wasn't talking about crafting. He's busy because he accidentally broke a swing. She banishes him from the park to fix it. Meanwhile, the news reports on two vigilantes. This monster slayers from Seong University have vanished. A woman urges him to stay home from school. This government has a name for them. His mother has a unique skill, a tracking ability born from pure worry. He feels the pressure of her constant watch. Promising to be safe, he heads off to school. He steps out into the bustling city. Finally free, he breathes a sigh of relief. He complains about his mom's strange power. His companion explains it's a survival instinct. He remembers her finding him anywhere, calling his name Ilhin. Ilhin admits it's not surprising anymore. He was the straggler even God couldn't find. She brings up the government's new unit. Ilhin immediately shuts the idea down. He prefers his freedom unburdened by duty. But he stops, a thought crossing his mind. There is one person he wants to see again. His companion jumps to the wrong conclusion. Ilhin frantically denies any romantic interest. She misinterprets his words in the worst way. She theorizes his intense training is the cause. He absolutely loses it, screaming his denial. He's yelling this in the middle of the street, but no one even turns their head. Ilhin weeps, questioning if his existence is a blessing or a curse. Ilhin thinks he's found the reason for his problem. His mind flashes back to his former angel Lita. He declares that Lita is the cause. Eartha scoffs, saying he's just desensitized after 1,000 years. But Ilhin is thinking about something else entirely. This incredible mana control the Empress possessed. Eartha explains that humans are often sent to other worlds to train, but Ilhin was an exception hidden from the universe. She continues, saying in terms of being special. Yu Ilhin's mana-less crafting is far more unique. Suddenly her expression shifts. Ilhin notices her sudden change. She senses a huge pack of monsters nearby. He's stunned by the level 35 leader and its horde. He yells at Eartha, reminding her this shouldn't be happening. She admits the situation has been strange since yesterday. He demands to know why she acted so calm before. She didn't want to show weakness to a lower being. Ilhin realizes how different this new angel is. Eartha is arrogant, always looking down on him. Lita, by contrast, was kind, like an older sister. He cries out, internally missing his old partner. Eartha clears her throat, getting his attention. He turns back, a nervous sweat on his brow. She admits Earth is not normal and she needs his help. A tiny angel appears with a grave warning. Earth is no longer what he remembers. She lands on his head, urging him to hurry. She points the way, calling him Yu Ilhin. She explains God took humanity away for training, but all the animals were left behind. This plan was only for 10 years, however a cosmic error occurred. 10 years for them became 1,000 on Earth. Yu Ilhin processes the impossible number. He was the one left behind, oblivious for a millennium. This angel yanks his hair, demanding his attention. He runs through the desolate city streets. Over the centuries, the animals changed. She sums up the horrifying truth. He runs straight toward the danger. These creatures of Earth have become monsters. They are far stronger than anything in other worlds. Yu Ilhin realizes his home is doomed. That's why the heavens need his help. He is tasked with exterminating the threat. As she mentions a reward, a beast lunges. Two wolves crash down with immense force. He stands before the aftermath. Mask on, spear in hand, he readies for battle. This angel watches him completely silent. This wolves acknowledge his strength. He leaps from the rooftop spear first. He admits he loves a difficult fight. A flash of light obliterates the entire pack. This alpha wolf is torn apart instantly. Experience floods in pushing him to level 9. This angel stares in disbelief, naming him Yu Ilhin. She asks why he enjoys such difficult tasks. She quickly denies her own words, flustered. But two more wolves close in on Yu Ilhin. He dispatches one with a clean, powerful strike. Another monster record is added to his collection. A sudden scream from the street below grabs his attention. Monsters are swarming the panicked civilians. A man tries to cast a spell, but his power fails. Out of mana, he's cornered by a snarling beast. Yu Ilhin's expression hardens beneath the mask. He charges straight into the fray. His spear pierces a wolf's skull. Another civilian is about to be devoured. This man shuts his eyes, bracing for the end. But the fatal blow never comes. He looks up to see Yu Ilhin standing over the beast's corpse. A system alert appears. He must choose a class to level up further. Onlookers recognize his mask instantly. He's the legendary Sungin Bolt. He hates the nickname. His companion teases him. A nearby wolf monster roars. It snarls, enraged by the chatter. He dismisses the idea of having fans. A system alert reminds him, choose a class to level up. Suddenly, a wolf howls to the sky. This masked man senses the shift. A pack of wolves appears from nowhere. His companion warns him they're coordinated. He's cornered with no room to retreat. This only option is a full frontal assault. He slices through one, gaining EXP. Another beast leaps at him, its eyes glow, ready to strike. He counters with a powerful sweeping blow. He grips his weapon, poised for more. A massive two-headed wolf descends. He drives his spear straight through it. The spectators are stunned by his power. They gasp, completely shocked. But a wolf pins one of the onlookers down. His companion notes it's taking a hostage. Our boy simply smirks. His unmasked self smirks, unafraid. This monster pins a hostage to the ground. This hostage groans as the crowd panics. All eyes are on Sungin Bolt phones recording the test. This dark-haired angel WATCHES from above. Knowing this choice defines him as hero or villain, but his inner voice screams he doesn't care about labels. This monster's claw digs into the hostage's back. His philosophy is simple, save who he can. He's no hero, just an ordinary person. This wolves growl, confused by his thoughts. They see him weaponless, preparing to attack. Sungin Bolt just scoffs at the arrogant dogs. A wolf lunges, thinking he's defenseless. He shatters its jaw with a devastating punch. This is the result of training under the Queen of Combat. He drops into a fighting stance, daring them to attack. This angel observer knows Yu Ilhin isn't reckless. He's calm, efficient, and always finds the best path. She thinks Lita has raised an incredible monster. She watches the flashes of his brutal counterattack, but this raw power is something he forged himself. This crowd erupts, cheering for Sungin Bolt. He smashes another wolf with a vicious chop. Standing over the bodies, he wonders if it's finally over. A gun barrel appears behind him. A soldier orders Sungin Bolt not to move. He turns completely bewildered. An entire military squad has him surrounded. This crowd erupts, defending their hero. They shout that he saved everyone. This female lieutenant is stunned by this news. She sees the proof, the monster's defeated body. She rushes over to apologize for the mistake. They thought more monsters were still active. She excitedly explains the army needs his help. But she turns to find he's vanished. She marvels at his speed, but he's right beside her. Our boy ignores her, examining the wolf carcass. He's already planning how to butcher it. This lieutenant spots him and runs over again. She begs him to listen, but he flatly refuses. She asks if he holds a grudge against the nation. He just says no, continuing his work. His constant rejection leaves her devastated. He finally touches the wolf's fur, thinking. He yells that working with them would be too annoying. Eartha confirms his thoughts are written on his face. She says reading a lower being is simple. He knows the military can't handle these threats alone. He lands a final crushing blow. His companion watches from a distance. But the battlefield is littered with bodies. Nearby at a military checkpoint, two soldiers complain about their duties. This lieutenant is ready to quit her job. Suddenly, the masked hunter appears. He offers to sell them the monster parts. These soldiers are confused by the term butcher. Realizing the value, she quickly agrees. She asks for the mana stones, but he refuses. He gets to work on the fallen beasts. They're shocked by the pristine condition of the kills. Firearms usually destroy the valuable leather and bones, but his technique is flawless, precise. This other soldier secretly records his skill. This lieutenant calls her superior, impressed. An urgent order comes through. Recruit him now. She explains he's not interested, but gets a ridiculous order. Her subordinate immediately shuts down the idea. As he finishes, she considers her options. He turns to them, demanding cash payment. They nervously agree to his terms. With the deal done, our boy walks away. He inspects his real prize, the mana stones. Our boy examines the monster core. Eartha screams, warning him it's dangerous. He pockets it, knowing the temptation. This scene shifts to a quiet street. Inside the briefcase, a fortune in cash. A clear attempt to buy his loyalty. This blonde soldier introduces herself with a wink. She turns to leave, her job done, but as he walks off, she calls out. He taps a small device in his hand. A blinding flash of light erupts. When their vision clears, he's gone. She wonders about his power, completely unaware. He explains his stealth trick to Eartha. With only one day left, they must keep moving, leaving the confused soldiers far behind. In a safe location, he prepares for the next step. It's time to finally choose his class. This system presents a list of familiar RPG roles. He dismisses the assassin class immediately. Eartha reveals the truth about his stealth skill. Overwhelmed, he asks for her recommendation. She's shocked by his rapid growth. She muses he could have grown even faster. After a moment of thought, she has an answer. This system suggests the Lancer class, or perhaps a grappler for his close combat skills. He flashes back to his brutal training with Lita. She had praised him for getting stronger. He'd survived a full 3 minutes against her. He tells the other angel Eartha that he learned by taking a beating. He complains about his luck, but she calls it fate. She tells him not to overthink his first choice. More powerful subclasses will unlock later. Yu Ilhan is shocked. He never read about this online. Eartha scoffs, calling the internet useless for real information. He asks if she had a bad experience, but she pleads the fifth. He scrolls through the list of potential jobs. With a grin, he decides on Lancer. Eartha asks for his reasoning. He explains a good weapon offers more power than his fists. She nods, approving of his sound logic. Internally, she confirms it was the right choice for him. But just as he's about to select it, a notification appears. A completely new choice has suddenly materialized. This class is called Blurred Lancer. Eartha is stunned. It's a unique job modification. Yu Ilhan has no idea what that means. A class forged for just one person, built from all the unique experiences of his past. He's creating a class that never existed before. His angel guide frantically urges him to choose it. A unique job is hard to level, but worth the power. He makes his selection, Blurred Lancer. This system confirms his new class, boosting his attack power. It absorbs his past records, leveling him up instantly. But a critical warning appears. He can't use mana. He realizes his mistake. It wasn't Blood Lancer. He panics, shouting he never would have chosen this. He tries to blame his guide, but she fires back. Suddenly, a bright light interrupts them. A powerful energy envelops his body. This class change physically reforges him. His muscles ripple with newfound strength. He is reborn in a glowing, powerful form. This angel confirms his body has been permanently strengthened. He quickly checks his status to see the changes. His name is Yu Ilhan, a Blurred Lancer with massive stats, but his title, Panka's Mystic Loner, remains unchanged. This angel asks about active skills, and he yells that he has none. She notes his growth rate is so strange he might never gain mana. Yu Ilhan panics, asking if that's a huge problem. She smirks, saying it would be for a normal person. Her confidence immediately puts him at ease. She explains his delayed skills will become one ultimate power later. Ilhan grins, understanding the choice. Lita explains he should have received 2 skills, but saving them promises an amazing reward later. She finds this lower being worth watching. Lita yanks his hair, pulling him into action. His money is magically hidden. It's time to hunt. He complains as she drags him through the city. She tells him there are other proxies. He only needs to handle monsters in his area. Even the powerful Empress has become a proxy. This is a quest from the heavens with big rewards. Ilhan likes a system that rewards hard work. Lita snaps at him to watch where he's going. He suddenly stops, eyes wide at his phone. An online post shows a monster bear attack nearby. Civilians panic in the streets. A massive hulking bear roars with fury. This crowd flees, but Ilhan stands firm. He smiles, having found his first target. Ilhan summons his spear, ready for battle. Lita laments his lack of poison resistance. A sudden wave of nausea hits him. He stares down the towering monster. This bear smashes the ground, sending debris flying. Ilhan is shocked by the raw destructive power. His fairy companion points to the street below. A monstrous bear tears through the city. Soldiers are ordered to fire everything they have. They unleash a storm of bullets. This rounds spark harmlessly against its hide. Panic spreads. Their weapons are useless. This beast smashes a vehicle with one paw. It changes targets, and the soldiers cry for their ability user. Our boy watches, unimpressed by the weak defenses. His guide explains this world lacks experience. This bear roars, believing itself unstoppable. He dons his white mask, a predator watching prey. This fairy urges him to stop waiting. He grips his spear, timing the perfect strike. His power boosts from stealth and spear skills. A stealth attack is the only way. This bear senses a shift in the air. He leaps from the rooftops, a silent hunter. This beast looks up, confused and unaware. Eartha explains his stealth conceals him completely. He ignores her, focusing power into his weapon. He dives down a blur of motion. A flash of light impacts the monster's head. This soldiers recognize him. Sungin Bolt has arrived. He lands poised to finish the fight. He realizes this Class 2 monster won't fall in one strike. Ilhan takes a deep, steadying breath. He warns the soldiers to run for their lives. They hesitate, paralyzed by fear. This ground shatters under the monster's weight. Civilians scatter in a desperate panic. This giant bear suddenly turns its head. Ilhan flies past its face, spear aimed true. This beast roars in absolute fury. He dodges a swipe, denying it a chance. He grips his weapon, preparing his next move. Spinning midair, he channels power into his spear. His winged ally enjoys the ride on the bear's back. This monster smashes the ground enraged. She tells him he's hidden again. Now is the time to attack. He wonders if his new spear can handle the strain. His body is stronger now thanks to endless training. A memory surfaces of his training with a winged woman. She taught him to focus his entire weight into one point. He worried about the risk of someone getting hurt. She told him to worry about her after he could land a hit. He remembers her challenge, her confidence. He lunged, screaming that he was worried about her asterisk, but he tripped and she realized he meant himself. Her voice echoes in his mind, however, Ilhan, you did it. A memory flashes through his mind. Lida's voice echoes from the past. She praises his focused power. He remembers her encouragement. Focus everything on a single point. He puts the lesson into practice. A single perfect strike descends. This spear finds its mark. This giant bear freezes mid-charge. It lets out a final pained groan. This beast collapses to the ground. System messages flood his vision. He unlocks a new skill, critical hit. Lida is impressed by his raw power. Our boy asks for a little more praise. He checks his spear for damage. Time to claim his rewards. But the monster's body begins to glow. It shrinks back to its normal size. He discusses his new critical hit skill. Lita encourages him to keep learning. Suddenly, a car screeches to a halt. This door swings open with urgency. A cleanup crew has arrived. They look around confused by the small corpse. His guide notes the arrival of other users. A team of hunters and soldiers survey the scene. They're too late. The monster is already dead. Two of them complain, wanting a real fight. This leader wonders who beat them to the kill. He spots a masked man by the corpse. Sungin Bolt realizes he's been seen. This group instantly recognizes the mask. They can't believe he killed it alone. They crowd him asking about his power, but our boy hates small talk. His silence infuriates one of the hunters. His friend tells him to just let it go. Two others watch from a distance, intrigued. This hunter leader coordinates with the military. Sungin Bolt observes their easy teamwork. He knows he could never be so sociable. Suddenly, the leader approaches him directly. He introduces himself as Du Yujun. Sungin Bolt stares at the outstretched hand. Yujun admits he can't match his power yet, but he declares a rivalry, vowing to surpass him. Our boy asks a simple question in return. Yujun is left completely stunned. He smiles, stating the strongest is obvious in a world of levels. Kang Hajin declares his ambition to be the best. Yu Ilhan listens silently from behind his mask. He dismisses the idea of becoming a hero. Kang Hajin asks why he even needs a rival. Ilhan questions the entire point of comparing oneself to others. He's told to focus on becoming the best version of himself. This lecture strikes a nerve, his eye twitching. Ilhan turns the argument around, mocking him. Eartha appears, asking if he's okay. He finds himself alone, the others gone. He tries to act tough, but she reads his thoughts. A few moments later, Ilhan inspects the durable bear leather he acquired. A soldier approaches, calling out to him. Ilhan quickly claims the loot for himself. This soldier frantically explains he has an offer. He's given a phone with a special application. This app tracks monster locations for the public good. Ilhan nods, accepting the tool. He walks off, leaving the soldiers to watch. A subordinate questions letting such a powerful person go. This lieutenant scoffs, knowing they can't force him. He's seen what true power can do to nations. He believes it's better to cooperate than to control him. This younger soldier is shocked by his commander's reasoning. This soldiers argue about their education. Eartha notes the lead soldier is smart. Ilhan thinks he's being overestimated, but Eartha knows the military can't control him. He would have destroyed them without a thought. This soldier wisely chose cooperation over conflict. Yu Ilhan still doesn't grasp his own power. His phone buzzes with new monster alerts. Eartha is ready for the hunt, and Ilhan grins, eager for a fight. They move out across the city. A giant rat is the first to fall, then a massive praying mantis, and finally a monstrous bird, but after 3 kills he's barely leveled. Eartha explains his unique class needs more EXP. At least the monster parts sell for a high price. He's suddenly flush with millions in cash. Eartha warns him not to be reckless. She offers to erase the soldier's memories. Ilhan is blown away by her angelic magic. This next morning dawns peacefully. A strange blue window appears in his room. He wakes up to the glowing notification. This connection to the other world is restored. He remembers a detail about his summoning. A horrifying realization hits him. He's going to be left all alone again. He confronts Eartha, demanding an explanation. She was scouting Earth's growing threats. He confirms her plan to send everyone else away. He explodes, furious at being abandoned. Eartha coldly reminds him he was always alone. Ilhan panics, worried about his mother's questions. She tells him to just lie about it. Eartha offers a hollow apology for his fate, but she insists her hands are tied. Ilhan resigns himself to being stuck, but she reveals it's not entirely impossible. If Yu Ilhan becomes a greater being, he can leave. He could even ascend to the level of angels. A new hope ignites. He can see Lita again. Eartha watches, seeing a long-distance couple. A sudden awful thought strikes her. Is she just a messenger for their love? This very idea fills her with disgust. She tells him to train for a millennium. Ilhan finally has something to look forward to. His father rushes in with urgent news. This entire country is now under martial law. He's stunned by the news of martial law. His mother confirms it's a global emergency. This military is shutting everything down to hunt monsters. He realizes the government is finally getting serious. A heavy decision forms in his mind. He turns to face his parents. He tells them they must go to the other world. His mother is shocked by the sudden plan. His father is hesitant, remembering his own past failures there, but our boy insists it's the only safe place for them. His father looks at him, finally understanding. He agrees, telling his son to never give up. His mother panics, thinking he's leaving to fight this instant, but she has one last piece of advice for him. He eats the meal she prepared, listening intently. Then she stops him cold with a quiet accusation. She knows he's the masked fighter from TV. She tells him a mother always knows her child. He's completely floored by her intuition. This tough hero comically breaks down. She admits she's still worried for his safety, warning him that people can be worse than monsters. He smiles, taking her words to heart. With her final advice given, she says goodbye. He watches as she teleports away to safety. Ilhin stares completely unamused. He faces a mountain of dirty dishes. With his parents away, he gets to work. This angel Eartha announces her departure for heaven. She flies off, puzzled by his request for ice cream. Alone at last, Ilhin readies for his real work. He flips a switch, illuminating the space. He's converted a storage unit into a workshop. Time is short, his raw materials will spoil. He's short on supplies, especially metal. For now, these bones will have to suffice, but he realizes crafting equipment will take too long. A voice from the shadows offers a solution: magic. He turns, surprised by her quick return. A sudden dawning horror hits him. This angel is no longer tiny. He shouts her name in disbelief. She scoffs, revealing her true size was always this. Eartha holds out her hand to deliver his reward. Flustered, our boy nervously agrees. He takes her hand, noting its strange, cold touch. A system window confirms his quest is complete. Rewards flood in, including the mysterious eternal flame. He asks about his new prize. Eartha just gives him a cryptic smile. This winged messenger gestures toward the workshop. Ilhin turns to see his furnace suddenly ablaze. A living creature of fire dances within the forge. He realizes it's an everlasting flame, a perfect tool. This messenger says she knew he'd need it, mentioning Lita. In a flashback, a blonde angel named Lita shoves gifts at her. This messenger recalls how much Lita worried about him. Ilhin is touched, realizing the flame was a gift from Lita. He smiles, knowing she understands his needs perfectly. This messenger turns away, muttering her agreement. She then reveals more news, a new quest from the heavens. His mission is to create a dungeon on Earth. Ilhin stares blankly, processing the impossible task. His mind reels with questions of who, why, and how. He sweats, completely overwhelmed by the request. He tries to refuse, but the messenger shuts him down. She declares that the heavens have ordered it. Ilhin contemplates the strange new quest. She explains the dungeon is for him and for Earth. Ilhin explodes, shouting about all their broken promises. This messenger is left speechless by his outburst. She explains God's time stop caused unexpected mutations on Earth. Ilhin accuses her of using it as a convenient excuse. She brazenly confirms that's exactly the plan. After a millennium of training, he is the only one who can do it. Ilhin shouts in disbelief. Eartha is suddenly complimenting him. Her sweet smile is incredibly suspicious. He accuses her of setting him up for an impossible task. She frames it as a win-win situation. Ilhin asks what happens if he does nothing. This monsters would have nowhere to go, and humanity would suffer the consequences. She offers him blueprints and a huge sack of materials. These materials are rare metals not found on Earth. He's stunned by the size of a magic stone. She even provides a set of masterwork tools. He can't believe he gets to use such fine equipment, but his excitement dies when she says they're only alone. He wonders how he's supposed to dig a dungeon with these. Eartha flatly tells him that's not the plan. He must create magic tools to attract monsters, using the blueprints for a trap of destruction. She warns him that it won't be easy. Ilhin already knows this will be difficult, but he's already focused on the quest reward. Eartha promises him something that will blow his mind. Ilhin gets dressed and prepares to work. He drops a magic stone into the eternal flame. He's told to add more stones if the fire weakens. This mana stone flares with power. He channels the fire into the forge. This hammer strikes the glowing metal. He works with intense concentration. This dark-haired angel watches, worried. She fears she guided Ilhin down the wrong path, a path that could have forged god-tier weapons. He finishes the basic shaping of the metal. Now for the delicate mana crafting. A sudden realization hits him. He carves with newfound confidence. His eyes are locked on the task. She observes his unwavering focus. And suddenly she understands. She remembers Lita's constant devotion, this same look of pure adoration. Lita watched over him for 1,000 years. She finally sees what Lita saw in him. She quickly denies any personal feelings. Ilhin sets his tool down. This job is finally finished. She can't believe he's done already. He awakens max-level blacksmithing instantly. She's still processing his impossible speed. He thinks 5 hours is a long time. Liera realizes she watched him for 5 hours straight. Ilhin presents the finished glowing cube. She inspects it, stunned by its perfection. Her expression shifts to pure disbelief. He wonders how a human could achieve this. She tries to downplay it, but Ilhin is ecstatic. Now it's time for the mana crafting. He asks if another angel is coming, but she shuts him down. A golden halo materializes above her head. Ilhin recognizes the sight from his youth. This halo glows with divine light. A portal opens, revealing more angels. They are stunned by his human-made creation. Surrounded by angels, Ilhin is completely flustered. Liera claps, urging them to begin immediately. She tells Ilhin to focus on his part. This others will handle the power infusion. They surround him, ready to channel their energy. Divine power surges from their hands. Ilhin cries out as the energy floods his body. He feels the crushing weight of their combined mana. One of the angels mocks his struggle. But Ilhin refuses to break. He focuses, remembering his own power. He channels his will into the trap's core purpose. He focuses his will a singular purpose. A surge of power flows into him. This white-haired angel is impressed by the human's resolve. Another angel panics, his pride wounded, but the green-haired angel is simply fascinated. Back at the workshop, a flash of light. He pants, having forged a glowing cube of mana. This angel is in disbelief. He succeeded on the first try. This item even has rare alpha and beta options. This angels don't even know what that means. Such a perfect craft on a first attempt is legendary. They celebrate his incredible unheard-of talent. This dark-haired angel invites him to the dungeon setup. He's more than ready to go. Their destination, a ruined, broken city. This angels fly him through the apocalyptic landscape. They reveal a secret: monsters won't attack Yu Ilhin first. A giant insect walks past, completely ignoring him. This angels are ecstatic, praising his unique nature. But Yu Ilhin feels like a specimen on display. They soar over the crumbling buildings. They find the perfect spot for the dungeon. This dark-haired angel tosses the cube into the air. It erupts in a blinding flash of power. Yu Ilhin turns, but the cube has vanished. This blonde woman says everything is going smoothly. Our boy's face twists in horror. On the ground, soldiers are in a panic. This giant rat monster has stopped its rampage, distracted. Hordes of giant ants suddenly march in one direction. This sky fills with birds, all flying the same way. An endless river of monsters migrates across the land. This silver-haired angel grudgingly admits his traps are clever. His companion reveals other dungeons are now active. She explains they repurposed the old dungeon's energy. A winged woman with green hair teases them for being close. They both awkwardly deny it, but the MC falls into a grim silence. He realizes the monsters are being led to their destruction. God's power is overwhelming, controlling everything. He was left behind for 1,000 years by a simple error. A quiet fury builds in his eyes. A hand gently touches his. He turns to see the blonde angel. She smiles, admitting she might have gone crazy. He clenches his fist, determined to become stronger, strong enough to finally claim his own freedom. This next day, the news reports on the strange monster activity. Dungeons are activating not just in Seoul but across Asia. He quietly wonders when his parents will come back. He thinks about his parents, hoping they'll manage. Back in Japan, an angel confirms the mission's success. But Yu Ilhin is confused. He still had 27 traps to build. This angel explains the traps drained everyone's mana. He awkwardly asks if another angel, Lita, is coming. She shoots him down. Lita is too busy to visit Earth. A wave of disappointment hits him. Shaking it off, he heads to his workshop. Outside, he questions her sudden change in size. She explains this form is better for her other duties. They arrive at Ilhin's personal workshop. Ready for a long night, he plans to make more traps. This angel observes his pile of monster bones. She offers a reward for his excellent results. He hopes for more rare metal, but she shuts him down. Instead, a glowing stack of leather materializes. Angel magic has instantly processed his monster leather. This quality is perfect, even improved. Fired up, he can finally make proper gear. This workshop hums with activity. First, a pair of rare dire wolf leather gloves. Next, a matching set of rare leather boots. He admires his work, pleased with the ventilation option. His angel companion is stunned by his skill. Now he'll use the bear leather to craft his armor. His winged guide flutters before him. She gives him a knowing smile. An entire day passes in a flash. This guide yawns, noting the time. She suggests he should take a break, but he refuses, focused on his work. She marvels at his superhuman stamina. Suddenly, he announces it's complete. A unique grade hard bear leather armor appears, but our boy isn't finished yet. He plans to strengthen it further. A brilliant light envelops the materials. This armor is enhanced, its stats boosted. His mana craft skill levels up. His guide discovers its hidden function, sharp thorns. He grins, calling it a super porcupine. She recalls his other creations with hidden blades. She asks about his obsession with pop-out weapons. This craftsman falls silent, the mood shifting. His guide wonders if she's crossed a line. He turns, declaring it's a man's dream. For a moment, she's taken aback by his passion. Then she erupts, realizing it was just nonsense. She points out the item has special options again. He eyes the leftover bones, planning his next project. Back at the workshop, he gets to crafting. A new weapon emerges, the bare bone knife, and a unique grade dire wolf skull mask. His winged companion notices the new gear. He tries on the mask, admiring the look. Yu Ilhin thinks he looks better with his face covered. This angel is shocked. His presence has weakened even more. Suddenly, a massive crash echoes from outside. He recognizes the sound of a monster fight. Monsters here in the city. An emergency broadcast confirms it. A large monster is loose. This angel realizes one escaped the dungeon's trap. Yu Ilhin prays it's weaker than the bear. She asks if he's scared to fight. He's not scared of fighting, but of butchering it for parts. But first, one last preparation. He takes a hammer to his steel spear. This weapon is reforged, now a unique item. Its attack power has skyrocketed. This angel begs for the spear, but he bluntly refuses. He turns his back and prepares to leave. Outside, the city is in ruins. Yu Ilhin walks against the tide of evacuees. His companion spots their target. A monstrous leopard clings to a skyscraper. A giant leopard roars, swatting a helicopter from the sky. This military panics. Their weapons are useless. It bounds through explosions, completely unharmed. Onlookers know fighting this on Earth is suicide. Even the newly empowered are swatted aside like flies. They understand the logic of running away. But for our boy, this is home, and he won't let it fall. He clenches his fist, not planning to die for others, but he's willing to work harder to save them. With that resolve, he leaps into the fray. He dashes through the panicked crowd. This monster turns its eyes glowing with rage. His companion confirms this beast is on another level. A tank fires its main cannon. This shell explodes directly on the leopard's face. This soldiers cheer thinking they found a weak spot. A soldier's face fills with sudden dread. From the smoke, the leopard emerges without a scratch. It stalks forward in unstoppable force. Its massive paw smashes down on the tank. Its jaws crunch through solid steel. This military's best weapon is now just a toy. Soaring through the air, our boy finds his opening. He lands on its back, grateful for his lack of presence. This beast's eye snaps into focus, sensing him at last. This leopard monster roars, swiping at a tank. A critical hit lands true. This crowd celebrates their hero, Sungin Bolt. This beast crushes the military vehicle. Yu Ilhin watches in surprise, but his attack left a mark. He vaults off the wreckage, spear in hand. A commander screams the order to shoot. Bullets spark against the monster's hide. Yu Ilhin flies through the air. His eye glows with focus. He smashes the tank in two. The soldiers inside are terrified. He reaches out, offering a way out. A soldier's hand meets his. He pulls them from the falling debris, landing on the ground with both men. This soldiers thank him breathless. He reflects that he just did what he could. Suddenly, he senses danger. He tells the soldiers to run. This leopard monster looms over them. Its glowing eye fixes on him. This fairy notes this monster is smarter. She shouts a warning to Yu Ilhin. A system alert flashes. Sungin Bolt smirks, ready for a direct fight. This next chapter begins. This giant leopard stalks through the city streets. A commander orders the troops to attack. An explosion rocks the beast's side. Other hunters see their opening. A massive bolt of lightning cracks the sky. It slams directly into the leopard's head. This crowd looks up, stunned by the sudden power. A blue-haired woman sits on a helicopter's edge. Onlookers recognize her instantly. The Empress is here, but something seems off. This crowd is surprised by her appearance. This wounded leopard roars in agony. It turns its fury on Sungin Bolt. Our boy taunts the beast, challenging it. This leopard unsheathes its massive claws. Sungin Bolt dodges a devastating swipe. This beast's eyes lock onto him. It lunges, catching him in a brutal blow. This crowd screams his name in terror. They panic, believing their hero is dead. From above, the Empress watches silently. Her eyes widen in disbelief. Blood pools on the concrete. A Sungin Bolt pierces its hide. Yu Ilhin gloats about his investment. Liera has a few choice words for him. She mocks the leopard's new awful look and asks if Lita enjoys being a hood ornament. This beast roars in absolute agony. Riding its back, Lita feels sick from the thrashing. This leopard desperately tries to scale a building, smashing its head against the wall, but Yu Ilhin leaps clear. He readies his spear for another strike, landing hard on the ground. He grips his weapon, ready to end this. He lunges, scoring a critical hit. This skill levels up as the leopard screams. Seeing it slow, the army opens fire. The citizens are ordered to charge forward. Their low-level attacks barely scratch it, but together they begin to draw blood. This swarm of attacks overwhelms the beast. Yu Ilhin watches, impressed by their tactics. Liera urges him to finish the fight now. She warns him it's about to evolve. A grotesque flower erupts from its wound. This creature's face distorts in a grotesque transformation. Its upper body erupts into a mass of mutating flesh. This skull-masked warrior deflects a tendril, his dark humor failing. He realizes he must end this before its evolution completes. Suddenly, a massive energy blast strikes the monster. This attack tears through its regenerating form. He looks up to see the Empress arriving by helicopter. She moves in a blur of motion, striking hard, but her attacks are useless. The level gap is too wide. This monster's flesh instantly heals from every wound. This Empress yells out a new plan. She can buff him. It's an all-or-nothing gamble that will drain her completely. With total faith in him, she prepares to jump. She leaps from the helicopter, plummeting towards the battle. Our boy is stunned by her reckless dive. He watches in disbelief as she falls right to him. She lands and immediately grabs his arm. This buff requires physical contact, her final act of support. She smiles, placing her life entirely in his hands. He's shaken by her trust as she prepares the spell. This Empress unleashes a torrent of raw magic. Blue lightning surges from her hands into his body. A system message appears. A thunder spirit now dwells within him. This buff is immense, but the cost is a crippling debuff later. This winged woman is shocked he can even withstand such power. This skull mask glows with newfound power. He channels a massive surge of energy and slams his spear into the ground. This silver-haired woman panics over a missile strike. He can't let them destroy his workshop. This system confirms a critical hit amplified by lightning. A blinding explosion engulfs the giant leopard. Experience floods and granting him a new level. This angel congratulates Yu Ilhin on the kill. This woman asks if the monster is truly dead. She realizes she wasn't in his party for the EXP. Yu Ilhin is shocked to learn about party systems. This angel mercilessly teases him for being a loner. Suddenly, his power-up expires, having his stats. This massive leopard corpse begins to fall. It crashes down towards the street below. This angel catches him as he stumbles from exhaustion. Yu Ilhin stands atop the fallen beast of Victor. This crowd below erupts in cheers for their savior. This angel tells him to enjoy the moment. She asks why he looks so unhappy, but Yu Ilhin is devastated. His powerful attack completely ruined the leather. His crafting priorities leave the angel speechless. Now he has to figure out how to butcher the giant carcass. This soldier is stopped mid-action. Our boy steps in, an expert at this. He turns to the silver-haired woman. She assesses the crowd, pondering a fair split. This survivors are stunned by the Empress's beauty. She offers him the lion's share, 60%. He turns to consider her generous offer. He calculates the value of the massive beast. In a flash, he leaps onto the carcass. He plunges his hand deep inside the creature and pulls out a shimmering high-quality mana stone. This crowd recognizes the rare second-class stone. He holds it up, declaring it his 60%. This rest of the monster is theirs to divide, but the soldier protests the arrangement. This crowd roars in agreement, feeling cheated. Eartha scoffs at their greed, which our boy finds amusing. He decides to settle the complaints his own way. This survivors grin, thinking they have won. Eartha questions his plan to give up the stone. He recalls a lesson from his mother. She taught him that words often fail and that a good fist is the best argument. A lesson he's now ready to apply. He holds out the stone, a deceptive offer. He lands, shocked by the result. This survivors panic over the loot. Sungin Bolt makes his demand. If he doesn't get 60%, no one is safe. His intimidating aura terrifies the crowd. They whisper, too afraid to fight him. He tells them to take the mana stone. He seems to give up the claim. This massive monster carcass lies waiting. This empress offers him a deal. Sungin Bolt instantly accepts. This butchered materials are stacked high. He realizes the empress is very wealthy. This other survivors approach him for help. Sungin Bolt's face twists in annoyance. This crowd feels the chilling atmosphere. They plead for his assistance. They admit they can't butcher it themselves. His companion notes their shameless hypocrisy. He considers quitting, but quickly changes his mind. In exchange for his help, he demands 50%. This survivors erupt in protest. He gives a simple ultimatum and they fold. They complain about the uneven division. Sungin Bolt dismisses them and leaves. A voice calls out, stopping him in his tracks. He turns, surprised to have been seen. A woman praises his incredible stealth skill. She offers him a spot in her party. He bluntly refuses her offer. She accepts, revealing she plans to stay on Earth. She believes they are both alike and will meet again. She hands him a business card. Then she turns and walks away. He looks down at the card in his hand. This name is Kangmi Rei, the Empress. He decides not to call but respects her directness. He calls to Eartha. There's work to be done. Back at his workshop, a strange energy pulses. 4 glowing cubes materialize before him. Eartha warns a tertiary class monster is forming. She panics, unable to understand the situation. He asks why she's complaining now instead of earlier. She had to maintain her dignity in public. She yells at him for being so relaxed about the danger. This world's power balance is tilting toward monsters. Their evolution rate is far outpacing humanity's growth. He isn't relaxed, he's just doing what he can. Eartha reveals Korea is the only place this is happening. He realizes the cause, the trap of destruction. This winged girl is completely shocked. Did the trap actually strengthen the monsters? She realizes it must have triggered a berserk state. She explains that dungeons normally prevent this. They are breeding grounds, but true evolution is rare. This MC is disgusted by the thought. Outside dungeons, monsters evolve by hunting humans. He realizes dungeons are a necessary evil. He resolves to make more destruction traps. A new gem is set into a fiery creation. This winged girl asks if he enjoys his work. He admits that it is fun, but his true motivation is to gain new experiences. His answer catches her off guard. A flashback reveals the MC's name, Yu Ilhin. He lived for 1,000 years all alone, trapped in a world without change. She finally understands his hunger for something new. Then she panics, shocked at relating to a human. Yu Ilhin watches her strange reaction, but she admits the feeling isn't bad. She encourages him to grow stronger for more experiences. He looks up with a confident smile. He reaffirms his vow to become powerful. A new day dawns on his home as night falls over the house. With their mana recovered, the angels complete the trap. They depart to create new dungeons. He watches them fly off, hoping no dangerous monsters appear. Eartha reassures him from his shoulder. He understands his duty and thanks her. This small angel seems momentarily flustered. This long day's work finally hits him. It's time to go home and sleep. He washes off the day's exhaustion. In the mirror, he notices a change. Meanwhile, the news reports on a monster attack. He asks Eartha if she thinks he's bulked up. She reminds him he grows stronger with every level up. He thinks his face looks better too. She dismisses his looks as irrelevant to a higher being. Yu Ilhin proudly flexes his new muscles. Eartha yells at him to stop blocking the TV. Laughing, he announces he's going to bed. He tells her not to stay up too late. A bag of chips is left behind. A small hand reaches for a snack. Eartha holds the bag, looking pensive. She scoffs, saying his body is nothing special. Yu Ilhin's real greatness, she thinks, is on the inside. Eartha sits frozen watching the news. She's flustered, realizing her words praise Ilhin. Rita appears, smugly agreeing with her. In his sleep, Ilhin murmurs Rita's name. Morning light fills the quiet room. A sudden blue glow jolts him awake. A system window appears, rest skill maxed out. Eartha bursts in, shouting about the skill. She demands to know how he learned an SSS rank ability, a skill so rare even she couldn't learn it. Ilhin realizes this is a very big deal. He explains his centuries of sleep research. Eartha is speechless at his dedication to napping. She admits she's genuinely amazed by him, but the skill is just for resting well. Ilhin's eyes narrow. He knows there's more. He points, calling her out on the lie. With a menacing grin, he demands the truth. An awkward moment passes. Eartha gets serious, ready to explain. She begins a lecture on skill evolution. Ilhin asks her to explain it like he's 5. She simplifies it. Skills can become overpowered. 4 of his skills are ready for evolution, but his crafting skills have already peaked. This angel explains his skill options. Taijutsu and spear arts are too high level to evolve yet. Yu Ilhin asks about his rest skill. She smirks, telling him to check for himself. A system window suddenly appears before him. These requirements are staggering: monster hearts and troll blood. He panics, shouting that the task is impossible, but she calmly calls his quest easy. She tells him to check the spear arts requirements for comparison. That list is even worse, hundreds of one-shot kills. He argues that even the easy path is a mountain to climb. He's only level 28 and can't even use mana. This angel Lita muses on Yu Ilhan's slow leveling speed. He knows the power gap between mana users is absolute. His only edge is 1,000 years of martial arts training. Lita knows if he falls behind he'll be surpassed. But what happens when he finally awakens his mana? A vision flashes. He becomes a being who rules all creation. Lita's eyes widen, imagining the revolution he will bring. This sheer potential leaves her speechless. She lets out a breath, trying to compose herself. She decides to stop thinking about it for now. Yu Ilhan agrees, finding the whole thing too dangerous to dwell on. He finds breakfast laid out with a note. But his mind is on one thing: where on earth can he find trolls? His winged companion explains a new rule. Yu Ilhan scoffs at her lecture. Their attention shifts to the television. A news report shows a devastated city. He recognizes the scene instantly. This monster's body is already gone, but his companion senses something is wrong. This news anchor confirms the site is clean, and the people looting the body vanished too. This theory: a dungeon swallowed them whole. Yu Ilhan knows that's impossible. He realizes the horrifying truth. This giant leopard was dead. He asks about the one exception. This companion reveals a terrifying possibility. He understands now: it was pregnant. He remembers a flash on the news footage. A black leopard, a master of stealth. He blames himself for not being thorough. She insists it was human greed, not his fault. But he remembers the people who helped him. His companion is surprised by his guilt. She admits she still doesn't understand him. He recalls the leopard's final desperate rage. It was trying to hide its baby. She realizes the baby's special skill is stealth. He left half the monster's body intact. This infant was hiding inside it. Amid the chaos, no one noticed. While people fought over loot, it was born. A miraculous and deadly coincidence. Now it stalks unsuspecting victims. Red eyes glow in the darkness behind them. Yu Ilhan watches the news report at home. He prays the stories aren't true. He wonders if it's a tertiary class threat. His companion confirms it, given its stealth skill. He turns off the TV, his mind made up. She asks if he can actually do it. He admits it's hard but possible if he prepares. Against another stealth user he cannot lose. She calls him Stealth Master and he snaps back. She believes the monster has a weakness. Its other stats must be low to balance its stealth. Yu Ilhan moves to make new equipment. He grabs his coat, ready for the hunt. He must defeat it before it causes more damage. He stops, realizing he could call for help. He finds the business card from before. But she warns him a call will expose his identity. He realizes his phone is traceable. He finds a public phone booth. He dials the number on Kang Murray's card. His companion praises his judgment. A phone rings on a desk. She's puzzled by the public phone call. He nervously says hello. He stammers, but she doesn't recognize him. He cringes at his own awkwardness. He gives her his nickname, Sungin Bolt. Her eyes widen in sudden recognition. He's mortified, but she's thrilled. She gently teases him about the name. This tone shifts. It's not a dungeon. He confirms it's a powerful stealth monster. She immediately grasps the danger. This call ends. She's quick, already alerting the government. Now it's his turn to prepare. He lays out his crafting materials. This basic prep is done. It's time to build. His companion questions the need for more gear. He just smiles and tells her to watch. She loses her patience, demanding an answer. His answer is simple: posts. 6 gleaming bone shards are prepared. His companion mocks his creation. She fumes at his smug silence. He picks up a piece, revealing its shape. She guesses it's a spear, but he says no. This barbed head is unlike a normal spear. A sudden realization hits her. Yu Ilhan confirms it's a harpoon. He holds the finished weapon proudly. It's designed to be thrown and pull prey back. He braids a rope from the leopard's leather. She's amazed by his skill, suspecting he's using mana. He denies it, wishing he could fight directly. This harpoons and rope are finally finished. He plans to use the mother's remains to hunt the child. Now he prepares for mana craft. His companion protests, using the whole mana stone. Yu Ilhan declares it's for his survival. She sighs, accepting his ruthless logic. He unleashes the stone's power. A blinding flash of energy erupts. This light infuses the weapon and rope. A new powerful harpoon is created. She's shocked. Mana craft isn't supposed to be this easy. This weapon even has powerful bonus options. This harpoon's stats are revealed. He grins, thrilled with the powerful weapon. His winged guide calls it cheating. He feigns innocence, asking what's wrong. Now on the phone, he heads to the site. A warning comes through. The monster has stealth. This target is a newborn leopard monster. It still lurks in the ruined city. This silver-haired driver asks why it stays. He explains it's seeking revenge for its mother. His guide realizes they are the targets. A car speeds toward him as he prepares. This driver asks if he has a plan. He smirks, confirming that he does. His strategy is to disable the monster's stealth. He hangs up the phone, full of confidence. This scene shifts to the hunting ground. He walks alone into the deserted zone. His guide senses the creature is close. He smirks at the monster's overconfidence. He slams his weapon down to draw it out. He's ready to see how long it stays hidden. He slams it down a second time, but the monster doesn't take the bait. His guide suggests it hasn't even found him. His stealth skill, she explains, is superior to the leopard's. He can't believe the monster missed a trap right in front of it. She praises him as a natural-born assassin. She tells him not to waste this chance. His eyes widen in sudden realization. A massive clawed paw steps forward. This shadow leopard finally reveals itself. Yu Ilhin grips the rope ready for the fight. This beast snarls, its red eyes glowing with malice. A system window grants him a damage boost. He realizes his harpoon counts as a spear skill. With a powerful cry, he hurls the weapon. This glowing harpoon flies through the air. It strikes the leopard's side with a flash of light. This creature roars in pure agony. This weapon is embedded in the tertiary class monster. But even with his buffs, it only went in halfway. Lita notes its stealth specialization means low defense. He knows he has to exploit that weakness. This wounded leopard glares, its rage building. Lita screams a warning, Yu Ilhin, watch out. It lunges forward with impossible speed, its jaws clamp down hard on a bone decoy. This beast freezes, utterly confused. It impales itself on a spire, fooled by his trap. This masked hunter tests his new weapon. He grips the harpoon shaft tightly and swings with all his might. A critical hit lands on the leopard's face. He celebrates the successful strike, but the beast retaliates instantly. A massive paw crashes down. This impact shatters his arm guard. He's thrown back by the sheer force. He cries out, seeing his bone blade is broken, but he's relieved his own arm is safe. His winged companion seems annoyed it actually worked. This enraged leopard lunges again. It unleashes a sweeping energy attack. This ground explodes where the claw strikes. He's stunned by the range skill. He uses the rope to leap onto its back. This beast flinches, caught off guard. This harpoon is lodged deep in its flesh. He taunts it, saying struggling is useless. This leopard bites down on the rope. His companion urges him to use the other harpoons. He never expected a long-range slicing skill. He thought he was just fighting strong animals. Now he knows he'll face foes beyond logic. Our boy stands ready, his skull mask glowing. He dodges a deadly swipe, then lunges forward with his spear. A direct hit lands on the beast. This giant panther roars, impaled. This winged girl praises his skill. He introduces himself as Ishmael. She warns him the fight isn't over. Suddenly a voice calls his name. He and his companion turn to look. This winged girl notes the monster's stealth. A truck barrels down the street. A silver-haired woman gathers energy. She unleashes a blast of lightning. This attack engulfs the wounded panther. This truck screeches to a halt nearby. This woman asks how they caught it. Ishmael recognizes the newcomer Kang Murray. He points out she just blasted the monster. He realizes she's no normal hunter. Murray is impressed with his power, but something more important catches her eye. This monster's paw crackles with energy. It rises, growling with rage. Murray grabs Ishmael, warning him it's moving. This masked hunter slams his weapon down. He faces the massive restrained beast. It snarls, straining against the bindings. Our boy lunges, spear ready. He strikes a precise blow to its paw. His ally tells him to keep up the pressure. She reveals she can counterattack with lightning, but she needs 2 minutes for a powerful strike. He agrees to buy her the time she needs. This beast roars, wounded but not down. Its red eyes burn with pure fury. His companion confirms it still has plenty of mana. This creature's hatred is palpable. He recognizes that look, a willingness to die fighting. He remembers a lesson from his past. Cornered beasts are the most dangerous. It's in these moments they truly shine. A final brilliant burst of power before the end. This beast unleashes its stored energy. It howls, pushing through the pain. Red energy arcs from its claws. He dodges the desperate swipes. He's taken aback by its sudden strength. His companion identifies a rage-fueled power-up. Meanwhile, his ally charges her final attack. This lightning trap holds the beast, but its allies open fire on the car. This empress realizes her magic is too far away. This monster roars, straining against its bonds. Our boy notes its terrifying resolve. It's willing to tear itself apart to escape. He needs to buy time for the empress's next attack. He decides to take matters into his own hands. Leaping onto the car's roof, he prepares for action. This driver reaches into a hidden compartment. He pulls out a high-powered rifle. This empress questions if a gun is enough. Our boy knows they have no other choice. She asks if he even knows how to use it. He claims mastery of all Earth's weapons. With the rifle in hand, he sprints into the fray. She watches, sensing the truth in his bold claim. Lita teases him for hesitating over his equipment. He knows close combat is too risky now. Suddenly, a voice shouts a warning to Yu Ilhin. A devastating attack hurtles straight toward him. One of the restraints snaps loose. This beast breaks free, charging their position. Her watch shows 1 minute remaining. She just needs a little more time. This giant leopard smashes through the city. Yu Ilhin takes aim with his rifle, a direct hit right in the creature's eye. It roars in agony, blood spraying. A notification appears. He's maxed his shooting skill. He fires again, blinding the other eye. This purple-haired mage is stunned by the damage. Lita knows a normal rifle shouldn't work, but Yu Ilhin's skill pushes the weapon beyond its limits. He calls his technique magic. This mage yells they only have 7 seconds. This countdown begins as he keeps firing. He tosses the empty rifle aside. 2 seconds left, he lunges forward. This beast is riddled with wounds but still standing. 1 second, it lets out a final furious roar. Yu Ilhin slides directly under its massive jaws. Just in time, the mage unleashes her spell. Triple lightning crashes down on the beast. This entire street erupts in a blinding flash. She strains, power crackling from her hand. She looks back, desperate to see the result. But Yu Ilhin knows it's not over yet. This monster's body begins to shimmer and fade. This mage screams in shock. It's using stealth. This stealth beast lunges forward, but our boy just grins. He knew it was coming, driving his spear deep into its eye. This monster recoils in a spray of blood. It collapses to the ground, stunned and wounded. This purple-haired woman is in disbelief. He saw through its stealth. He grabs a thick rope, whipping it into a binding net. A new skill is learned as the beast is ensnared. His fairy asks why he's keeping it alive. He smirks, revealing he has a plan. This guy turns to the woman watching him. She braces herself, unsure of his intent. He suddenly gets close, startling her. He offers his hand, proposing they form a party. She's completely taken aback by the offer, but she accepts, their hands glowing with energy. A system notification confirms the party is formed. Our boy is shocked by the new interface. He can see her status, his senses heightened. She watches him, a little confused. She asks why he's acting so new to this. He fumbles for an excuse, caught off guard by her perception. With the party formed, he turns back to the captured monster. This giant leopard lies defeated, bleeding and bound. Yu Ilhin delivers a final farewell, his spear flashes down for the killing blow. A massive surge of EXP floods his system. His companion notes he jumped 8 levels at once. This sudden power influx makes him feel sick. His ally feels the same, confirming she also leveled up. This angel explains that for a tertiary class monster his level gain was small. She theorizes his unique title is penalizing his EXP gain. This overwhelming headache finally subsides. He approaches the colossal corpse of the leopard. A moment of silence for the fallen beast. He apologizes for damaging the valuable leather. He dreams of the incredible armor he could craft from its hide, but he settles for salvaging what he can. As he pulls his spear from its head, he feels something. A shocking discovery: a mana stone is inside. His companion calls him incredibly lucky to find two. She explains mana stones are rare drops from residual energy. This drop rate is low, especially for powerful monsters. This angel simplifies: he's just extremely fortunate. He reaches into the monster's head, finding it. He pulls out a massive, brilliant mana stone. He realizes this is a key item for his skill evolution. But a new problem immediately comes to mind. This silver-haired woman agrees to share the mana stone. She reveals she got far less experience than him. He feels the split is unfair, but she insists he was crucial. She smiles, glad he recognizes her contribution. She hesitates, then asks for his name. She teases him, finally learning his name is Yu Ilhin. She offers him a deal for the monster corpse. Ilhin is surprised by her generous terms. She asks him a question about the world's most important job. He guesses wrong, confused by her logic. This answer: a butcher artisan who reaps the rewards. She tells him his butchering skills are unmatched. With the deal made, Ilhin begins carving the beast. She makes a call while he works in the background. Eartha appears, advising him to stay close to this powerful woman. Ilhin pauses, his grip tightening on his knife. Eartha realizes she's triggered his trauma about being a loner. This monster is perfectly processed into valuable materials. Ilhin raises his knife, the job finally done. Her team arrives to load the monster parts onto trucks. She approaches Ilhin, thanking him for his help. He gives a simple nod of acknowledgement, but then she suddenly retracts her offer to form a party. Ilhin is completely stunned by her reversal. He spirals, desperately trying to figure out what he did wrong. She admits the power gap between them is huge. He vows to catch up and ask her to be his partner. He hesitates, giving a non-committal answer. She smiles, understanding his logical caution. They shake hands and the party is officially dissolved. He feels a strange mix of freedom and loss. This party status window is gone. Her ride arrives, calling out to Murray. Murray stops, turning back for one last thing. She runs back to the masked man Yu Ilhin, asking for his number. A small, confident smile on her face, she promises to keep his identity a complete secret. Yu Ilhin is completely stunned. He remembers her desperation, her asking if she could truly trust him. This hope in her eyes as she reached out. He already knows the answer to that question. He decides he can trust Kang Murray. He quickly gives her his contact info. She thanks him and drives off into the evening. For the first time, a woman asked for his number. He claims it's about confidence, not happiness. Back in his workshop, he gets to work. He checks the requirements, surprised to see he has a rare mana stone. With a dark grin, he declares that karma is real. Eartha teases him about the new quest. This mission requires 500 liters of troll blood. He wails, frustrated he can't enter the otherworld. But with Earth's mana rising, trolls will appear soon. He realizes the troll blood is for his resting skill. Eartha confirms his theory is correct, but she adds a sinister condition: he needs poison resistance. He despairs at the ever-increasing requirements. A bigger problem awaits: a sleeping monster. He examines his spear, deciding to reinforce it. He asks for some of her precious Harkani stones. She refuses, telling him to forge a good weapon now. Resigned, he begins working with what he has. He finds a sturdy bone from the giant leopard, but he's unsure what to do with the leftover tendon. As he touches it, his hand begins to glow. A fiery energy erupts from his palm. He panics, his plans for the monster part ruined, but then he notices something strange. This eternal flame is transforming the tendon. He excitedly asks Eartha why she never told him. He commands the powerful flame to stop. This intense heat finishes its work. With tongs, he pulls out the glowing result. He holds a new powerful item in his hands. He marvels at the new material's elasticity. It's incredibly stretchy yet super durable. Forged in eternal flame, it resists everything. An idea strikes him: a pile bunker. His companion has no idea what that is. It's a weapon that fires massive spikes, known for its top-tier piercing power. He'll use the band's tension, not gunpowder, a perfect high-return energy source. She just sighs at his manic energy, but she's impressed by his clever ideas. Even she is excited to see the result. He begins drafting a custom design. For ammunition, he'll use the leopard's teeth. He carves them into deadly projectiles. He considers reinforcing them with a mana stone. But that means fighting another tertiary class beast. He quickly decides to save the stone. He promises his new weapon an upgrade later. In a flash, the pile bunker is complete. Now to attach the band to the tooth, he's designed it with 3 power levels. Arming it requires all of his strength. He strains, crying out in desperation. With a final click, the mechanism locks. He gasps for air after loading the weapon. It's too slow for continuous use in battle. He jokes about the strain of each power level. This effort makes him call out for his ancestors. This loading times are agonizingly long. System windows confirm the pile bunker is complete. He's thrilled it has a speed boosting option. Eartha points out its massive size is a major flaw. He sets the giant weapon aside for giant monsters. Now he needs to craft something for smaller foes. Eartha can't believe he's starting another project. This scene shifts to a quiet morning outside. Inside, he's already crafting, surrounded by system alerts. Another artifact is finished in a flash of light. A green-haired angel warns the trap is too powerful. Eartha holds the 17th trap he's made. His skill is so high he needs to make fewer traps. He quickly understands the overflow problem. She explains his traps are overwhelmingly good. Their power reinforces other traps across the globe. But if one trap lures all the monsters, the others are useless. She presents a dangerous hypothetical. He worries humans might get caught in the crossfire. This reality is worse. The trap's mana will create new monsters. A super strong monster will spawn to devour the trap. Yu Ilhin shivers with the memory. He's done with high-level monsters. He only beat the Shadow Leopard because of its stealth. A fight he couldn't have won alone. He knows he's not strong enough yet. Eartha announces a change of plans. They're reducing traps to prevent overflows. She's clearly annoyed by Earth's problems, especially by a certain silver-haired man. This man, Siyuda, tells her to manage Yu Ilhin. Eartha snaps back instantly. She's here to help him, not manage him. Her orders were never to restrict his power. Siyuda calls her inflexible, unimpressed. In response, she summons a blade of light. This energy solidifies into a sword. She levels it at Siyuda's face. Her eyes are cold with fury. This glowing tip stops just at his throat. Siyuda glares, clenching his jaw. Yu Ilhin watches the confrontation, shocked. He's never seen his tiny guardian so mad. Other angels arrive, siding with Eartha. A purple-haired angel tries to calm her down. Our boy just smiles at the scene. He realizes Eartha is just like a person. With the argument settled, the other angels depart, leaving Yu Ilhin alone with a tiny pouting Eartha on his head. This angel looks away, embarrassed by her outburst, but our boy found it refreshing to see her emotions. She sighs, insisting angels are above such feelings. He immediately brings up the other angel's rage. Suddenly, she's right in his face, praising him. She says his skills are enough to make an angel jealous. Yu Ilhin is left completely speechless. He just laughs, saying she overestimates him. But Eartha insists he underestimates himself. She pouts, thinking how little he values his own power. If he truly knew his strength, he might challenge God himself. A dangerous thought she quickly pushes away. He asks what's wrong, but she just says nothing. Back in the workshop, she gets down to business. She has his quest rewards, but he only cares about materials. Eartha smiles, knowing just what to offer. She reveals a new dungeon on Earth filled with a rare metal. His eyes gleam with a crafter's greed. Soon, he's heading out into the city. Yu Ilhin walks down the desolate sidewalk. The streets are completely empty. Eartha asks if it reminds him of his 1,000 years alone. He smirks, admitting things are different now. He knows people are out there fighting. Humanity is no longer helpless. Yu Ilhin grins, declaring he's no longer alone. His angel companion Eartha gives a knowing smile. He walks confidently through a sunlit forest. A swirling blue vortex of energy stops him cold. He stares into the light, the dungeon entrance. He's relieved it's in Korea, within walking distance. With global travel banned, this was his only shot. He'd even considered building an airplane to get there. He reaches out to touch the shimmering portal, but an invisible barrier violently repels him. A red warning message flashes in his vision. Entry is restricted to level 50, he's only 36. Eartha smirks, asking if he knows who she is. He calls her a rude trespasser, enraging her. She declares she is a higher being who manages these traps. With a simple gesture, she overrides the system. A new notification confirms the restriction is gone. He's amazed, calling her more useful than he expected. She glares, demanding he acknowledge her true power. He tries again, stepping into the swirling light. This portal consumes him in a flash. He screams, stunned by the sight inside, a vast cavern of glowing blue crystals. He's in awe, but she reminds him he made this. She suddenly dons glasses, announcing a pop quiz. This winged guide starts with a strange analogy. She compares monsters to common pests. They thrive where conditions are right. Our boy doesn't see the connection yet. His mission: hunt monsters, extract their hearts. Those hearts are the very metal he seeks. This realization hits him hard. He can't believe she waited to tell him. This monster hearts are the ore. All his mining gear is suddenly useless. She clarifies a crucial detail he missed. He brought an entire factory for nothing. She offers him a small bag instead, a magic bag with space expansion. A reward with limits, no weight reduction, but for him a few dozen tons is nothing. He turns his attention to the dungeon. This crystalline walls are the monsters. He sighs, feeling the surprise is ruined. He wanted the thrill of discovery and ambush. A new experience is all he asks for. He pulls out a massive battle crusher. This guide praises his weapon choice. She marvels at Yu Ilhin's incredible skill, but Ilhin already deems it a temporary tool. He channels all his frustration into the axe. With a roar, he unleashes a devastating swing. This crystal monster shatters on impact. A critical hit maxes out his weapon skill. He's shocked it went down in one hit. His companion explains he struck the metal heart's core. Normally, these monsters require a complex strategy. He realizes it was just weak to his ambush, but he knows not to let his guard down. He lectures her on how overconfidence gets people killed, but in this reality, there was no ambush, no plot twist. He just levels up in the silence. This dungeon is just plain boring. He wanders for ages just to find one enemy, and even then they die in a single blow. This isn't an adventure, it's just labor. His companion questions his insane growth rate. He continues his monotonous trek, but then his senses flare. A massive crystal golem appears before him, a big metal heart 20 levels higher. He grins, finally getting a real challenge. Our boy reveals a massive pile bunker. He leaps forward to meet the new threat. Ilhin charges forward. His weapon strikes the crystalline core. This monster shatters in a huge blast. He gets a massive EXP boost and a rare item. A successful hunt, but the weapon he used is now spent. He realizes it was a one-time use item. Eartha tells him to grab the loot first. He picks up the big metal heart, noting its sturdiness. She explains the ultimate version is a king metal heart. He teases her for tempting fate. She insists such a rare monster won't appear again. A flicker of doubt crosses her face. Just then another one appears. He pulls out a massive hammer instead. He leaps into battle, much to Ertha's dismay. They spend days clearing out the cave. Finally, the dungeon is empty and he's leveled up. He casually wishes for a king metal heart next. Eartha freezes and he notices immediately. She quickly makes an excuse about the dungeon's age, but he knows her tells something big is coming. This scene shifts to a bright, clear sky. Ilhin stretches finally outside the dungeon. His expression suddenly turns serious. He remembers being left behind, abandoned by his former companions. But in the time he was gone, this traps of destruction were set. Dungeons activated all across Earth. Monsters began to vanish from the streets. Pulled into these new pocket dimensions, civilization finally started to recover. This news reports a return to peace, but quests from the otherworld are decreasing. He watches the broadcast unconcerned. His angel guide explains the situation. This higher beings are forcing everyone home. He asks to see his latest creations. He's exhausted from working non-stop, but he had to finish before the parts were collected. He proudly reveals his new armor. It's a legend-grade masterpiece. He stares, stunned by the result. An item with 3 options is impossible. His guide confirms it's now possible for him. His stats are beyond anything he imagined. This scarily prefix amplifies its options, a power granted by his creator of a myth title. She warns Ilhin to hide this incredible ability. He cheekily suggests a 4th option. This winged guide's face darkens, forcing him to apologize. She officially names 3 option items gamma options. With the remaining materials, he's forged new weapons. His old steel spear has been replaced. All his obsolete gear will be fed to the eternal flame. This forge erupts as the flame levels up. It's a growth-type flame evolving with each offering. He smiles, knowing this power is useful for everything. This long night of crafting has left him exhausted. He announces he's finally going to sleep. This winged guide watches him. This workshop door closes for the night. Morning light hits a modern apartment building. He stumbles out of his room, still half asleep. His eyes suddenly shoot wide open. His mother calls out his name, Ilhin, telling him breakfast is ready. Ilhin is stunned and overjoyed to see his parents. He eats his mother's cooking, crying with relief. After 2 weeks of only beef jerky, this is heaven. His father prepares to leave for his job. He explains that financial support was cut and he must secure his position. He's terrified of monsters, but more afraid of losing his job. Ilhin suddenly has an idea. He stops his father, offering him something to wear. Jiangwu offers his father a powerful protective shirt. He explains that he and his mom have one too. He waves goodbye to his mother. She asks if he plans to return to college. Jiangwu firmly decides against it for now. His mother smiles, telling him she believes in him. He's moved by her unconditional support. She then offers him a gift in return, a cloak that can block a secondary-class monster's ultimate attack. She jokes she'd rather have his bag for groceries. He laughs, saying the bag is far too heavy. Jiangwu heads out into the city. He arrives back at his workshop. Peeking inside, he stops in his tracks. His eyes widen in complete shock. This workshop has completely transformed overnight. A massive new forge stands in the center. This room is filled with pristine tools and an anvil. This winged guide appears, calling it a reward from the heavens. A quest completion notice boosts all his stats, but the guide announces there's more. She reveals a rare skill book for poison resistance. He's ecstatic he can finally eat troll meat. For the final reward, she reveals the troll dungeon's location. It's in the United States. Eartha stops Ilhin mid-thought. She reminds him he needs a passport. Our boy dismisses the problem with a grin. He'll just smuggle himself in. At the airport, he chants his illegal plan. He dances through the terminal, still chanting. Eartha finally snaps, telling him to be quiet. On the plane, he boasts about his perfect stealth. A flight attendant pushes her cart. She reaches for a drink, but notices several cans are already gone. Outside, a fighter jet screams past the window. Eartha explains it's an anti-monster escort. He sips his drink, thinking about their layover in LA. This plane soars through the sky peacefully, but as they land, the mood darkens. Inside the airport, chaos erupts. Ilhin predicts Eartha's next line perfectly. He grins, ready to handle the crisis himself. Eartha realizes this is an overflow. A trap of destruction has ruptured, unleashing powerful mutant monsters. This trap's energy terraforms the surroundings. This airport becomes a desolate wasteland. Ilhin dons his mask, explaining the chaos. This guide explains the dungeon overflow. These mutants can trigger a chain reaction if even one escapes another gate opens. He realizes this is another impossible test. He's furious knowing he'll be blamed for the failure. She offers a quest with stats and skills as a reward and he accepts. Just then a nearby wall explodes. Terrified civilians cry out for help. A man fires a handgun in desperation. This bullet harmlessly bounces off a lizard monster. This creature growls, obsessed with finding a record. His guide warns him it's a mutant with a special ability, but he trusts his new armor and spear. He slams his weapon down, sending monsters flying. This Igrim Reaper's spear, a unique grade weapon, glows with power. He leaps from above, landing a critical hit. He stands over the fallen beast, feeling powerful. This guide notes the body has no mana stone. This survivors stare in awe at their savior. He knows his stealth is useless now. A larger monster charges a fire attack. It unleashes a massive fireball. He recognizes the blast that destroyed the wall. He braces himself, planning to move outside. This flames wash over him, leaving him untouched. A fiery explosion erupts. Witnesses think he couldn't have survived, but a hand emerges from the smoke. This skull-masked warrior is completely unharmed. He dares them to bring it on. Suddenly, giant monsters surround him. This crowd rallies, forming parties to fight, but the monsters completely ignore him. This winged girl mocks his new predicament. This other fighters are quickly overwhelmed. A devastating energy blast hits two people. This skull-masked warrior finally moves in. A fighter in full armor is cornered. A monster's attack closes in. Our boy takes the blast for them. This saved fighter tries to thank him, but he's already back in the fight. This monster senses his powerful record. He reaches out to claim its power. One clean strike earns him massive EXP. Now every monster wants his record to evolve. He wonders why they're all so obsessed. This armored fighter thanks him for the save. He gives a cool warning in return. She's impressed by his masked confidence. This sky opens up, deceptively calm. A lizard monster is torn apart. He gains experience, hitting level 44. His guide warns him about the endless horde. To stop them, he must kill the leader, but he's completely surrounded. This monsters see a threat and swarm him. Annoyed, he readies his spear for a sweep. One spits a fireball, a desperate attack. He parries the blast with his weapon. This explosion barely slows him down. He carves a path through the reptilian army. From afar, other players watch in disbelief. They can't believe he's fighting them all alone. Our boy leaps high above the chaos. He lands perfectly, scanning the field. His eyes search for the one in charge, and there it is, the leader of the pack. He wastes no time charging forward. A single blast clears his path. He hits level 45 but feels his progress is slow. This dust settles around him for a moment. Suddenly, another player rushes in with a warning. He's told the monsters explode on contact with humans. Behind him, the leader roars, ready to detonate. He grabs a lizardman by the throat and uses it as a club against another. This impact shatters the ground. Onlookers are stunned by his brutal method. He stands alone in the aftermath, but the boss lizardman rises from the rubble. It lets out a furious roar and hurls a massive boulder back at him. Our boy lands on it, balancing with ease. Suddenly, the rock explodes beneath him. This crowd gasps, thinking he's been killed. But he's airborne, having predicted the trap. He prepares his next move. It's time to test his new weapon. This system displays the pile bunker's immense power. A weapon crafted from a shadow leopard's remains, a powerful but cumbersome piece of engineering. He takes aim from above and dives straight toward the lizardman boss. A critical hit smashes into the creature's head. Its minions panic, rushing to defend their leader. They charge the other humans to create a diversion. But something sends the lizardmen flying. A massive blade cuts through their ranks. This masked man reveals a new, even larger sword. This lizard monster collapses, defeated. It recognizes a power it cannot comprehend. This masked warrior turns, sensing something is wrong. A massive pillar of earth erupts from the ground. This canyon floor shatters and rises. A warning cry, the monster is self-destructing. This earth continues to surge skyward, but another warrior strikes the final blow. This beast roars its last ambition. A swift blade cuts its life short. Our boy stands over the corpse, unimpressed. System notifications confirm the kill and rewards. He questions the low EXP for such a tough fight. He turns away, disappointed in the prize, but a sound makes him pause. A crowd of onlookers murmurs in awe. A young couple approaches, offering to heal him. He recognizes them from before. His winged companion teases Ilhin about his jealousy. Ilhin dismisses the couple's offer. They whisper about his incredible power level. This woman thinks he's stronger than her partner. Ilhin returns to the slaughter, wiping out more lizards. He knows he can't afford to let a single one escape. He needs a plan to ensure total annihilation. He predicts the lone survivors escape. A vision of a future mutant disaster. This masked fighter vows to stop it. He gets his orders and leaps into action. This reptilian monsters charge forward. He cuts through the horde, gaining EXP. This battlefield is finally clear. His winged companion questions his methods. He's pleased with his haul of monster parts. Suddenly, he feels an immense pressure. This weight of his inventory is crushing him. He asks Eartha for a weight control option. This mission it lacks is over. System messages confirm his success and a special reward. Eartha announces the reward is on its way. She begins a powerful summoning. A brilliant light envelops the area. Two other winged beings appear beside her. Eartha requests their help with mana crafting. This newcomer understands her request. Together, they begin the mana craft. Their combined power forges a new item. He receives a new bag with weight control. This green-haired being watches him intently. She reveals she was supervising his battle. He's shocked to learn angels help other humans. Lita reveals his next mission, help a woman named Nayuna. Elsewhere, the green-haired angel Eartha warns another. Yu Ilhan's information must be protected. This other angel teases her about having a crush. She departs, telling Yu Ilhan to be nice to the girl. Lita waits for his decision. He flatly refuses, calling himself an outsider. So Lita offers him the rest of his rewards. A new skill, superhuman strength, a power that uses no mana. He thinks it sounds like a monster's ability. Lita confirms he's learned all human skills. This scene cuts to an airplane taking off. On board, Nayuna laughs without a care. Her armored companion tells her to be quiet. They wonder about the powerful person they're meeting. Unaware that Yu Ilhan is sitting right there, he feels like they're fated to meet again. Lita tells him to stop being so dramatic. This story then jumps forward in time. Nayuna begs him for another bite. They're feasting on a giant scorpion monster. To explain this, our boy says we must go back to a desolate rocky canyon. A massive energy portal erupts. It swirls with chaotic dark power. He demands answers from his guide. She was told this was a simple troll dungeon. She flies into the anomaly to investigate. A rare phenomenon has occurred. 2 dungeons have merged into one. She warns him to be careful inside. He just wants a straight answer. This bottom line, 2 field bosses. They step into a vibrant highland. This first target is a lone troll. This creature looks exhausted. It promptly falls asleep on the spot. This is why he needs troll blood. Our boy creeps up on the sleeping giant. He grins, ready for the easy kill. This strike is swift and decisive. He collects the materials he needs. Now he just needs 499 more, but someone else has just arrived. 2 new adventurers find the portal. This man urges caution to his partner Nayuna. But she's thrilled for a dungeon date. Their guide screams a desperate warning. A flash of purple energy fades. A thick slab of meat sizzles over a fire. Our boy waits by his lonely campfire. He grins, holding up the perfectly cooked meal. His angel companion appears with a warning. This troll meat he's eating is poisonous. He brushes her off, saying it's delicious. A system window pops up mid-chew. His deadly poison resistance skill levels up. This angel insists it's dangerous, but he's confident in his abilities. This campfire dies down as the night ends. He stretches, satisfied with his cooking skill gain. But after 5 days, he's only seen trolls. He wonders why his lures aren't working. This angel offers a startling theory. His stealth skill is hiding the fire and the smell. He's shocked it defies the laws of physics. She reminds him his stealth even fooled God. A new day dawns on his solitary hunt. He confronts the 500th troll. His companion dryly recaps his monotonous diet. He admits he got tired of the same meal, but the desire for power pushed him through. He yells at her for reading his mind. This battle expert class is revealed. This berserker class sounds even worse. Eartha explains all 3 are rare classes, but a 4th option catches his eye. Even she has never heard of it. He remembers how misleading names can be, still he chooses the mystery. Eartha knew he'd pick the unknown path. A new quest appears instantly. These conditions are impossibly steep. He's stunned by the difficulty. One-shotting a tertiary monster seems impossible, but he refuses to give up. Eartha asks if he has a way. He has a risky idea. He channels his power into the weapon. He wonders if it will be enough. A sound interrupts his thoughts. A giant sand scorpion bursts from the ground. A terrified player is caught on its back. She screams, struggling to hold on. Her own guide scolds her from above. Her companion rushes in to help. He watches the 2 players struggle. He really didn't want to get involved. He can't just walk away from this. This winged girl turns confused. He reveals his weapon's true nature. He hurls the metal heart skewer. It strikes a blonde girl in the group, but he's already there to catch her. He tosses her toward her companion. She tumbles away from the danger. This skewer becomes a launch pad. He rockets toward the real threat. His fist glows with power. This blow connects with devastating force. A critical hit levels up his skill. His poison resistance gave him the edge. He immediately thinks about eating it. This rescued girl, Yuna, gets up. She stares at her savior in awe. She recognizes him as the Dark Knight. Apparently, he's trending on social media. They debate his new public identity. This winged girl, Eartha, rages against the internet. He ignores the chatter and walks off. They realize he's harvesting the monster. Night falls over the forest. This scorpion meat sizzles in a pan. This smell of cooking draws everyone's attention. He offers them food but warns it's poisoned. This young priestess cheerfully accepts the challenge. She places her hands over the pot to purify it. A wave of divine energy lifts the poison out. She proudly presents the now edible meal. He silently resents her divine blessed power. She loves the food, calling him Dark Knight. This memory ends, returning to the present. This priestess watches him with a curious gaze. She asks him to join her party, but he bluntly refuses. She immediately complains to her companion about the rejection. He observes their interaction, realizing they aren't a couple. This red-armored man thanks him for the help. He hands over a business card as a promise to repay him. This card's design is familiar, like one he's seen before. This priestess Nayuna eagerly offers her card too. Her companion grabs her, scolding her for revealing information. He drags her away, lecturing her about being careless. He knows their paths will cross again in this dungeon. He decides to follow them since the scorpion won't target him. As they leave, Nayuna laments her failed recruitment attempt. She suggests offering him all the scorpion loot except the poison. Her companion poses a serious problem with that plan. What if the skull-masked warrior wants the poison? A smug grin spreads across his face. Our boy just smiles unfazed. This girl defends him, calling him kind. She says her friends always protected her. He questions his guide about the scorpion. Suddenly, a massive scorpion tail erupts. He unleashes a powerful blast, instantly vaporizing the monster. He proudly shows off his new weapon. He wonders how they got into trouble before. A vision explains an angel's limitations. He calls them inconvenient, angering his guide. This party searches for the real boss. Our boy spots something in the distance. His guide's face fills with shock. This other two freeze in disbelief. A colossal scorpion tail descends. This giant Deathstalker has arrived. This warrior panics, but the girl is amazed. He yells for a power-up. Yuna unleashes a brilliant buff spell. Hajin glows with newfound strength. He charges the monster head-on. Our boy watches from the sidelines, but behind her another monster appears. This blonde girl turns, sensing something amiss. A red-eyed monster roars in her face. She screams for Hajin to run for his life. From above, a new warrior descends. This skull-masked man aims his weapon, declaring checkmate. A brilliant bolt of energy fires from his crossbow. It tears through the monster's head in a flash. This girl and Hajin watch, stunned by the kill. Hajin can't believe what he just saw. This mysterious warrior lands coolly on the corpse. His powerful weapon was a one-shot, now crumbling to dust. He knew it would take that much power. But then he seems to notice something. He announces his work is done and turns to leave. This giant scorpion monster turns its attention to Hajin. Looms over him a silent, massive threat. This beast attacks, snapping Hajin out of his daze. This girl panics, seeing Hajin is in danger again. She runs to the departing stranger for help. She offers him all the loot if he helps them. This masked man happily accepts the deal. Hajin shouts at him, his pride wounded. This girl pleads with him to be reasonable. He freezes, realizing they truly need the help, just as a massive pincer swings down on him. Done arguing, he says, then I'll help. This skull-masked warrior soars toward the giant scorpion. He aims his spear with deadly precision and slams it down with incredible force. Hajin is floored by the sheer power. This priestess yells for him to join the fight. Snapping to Hajin, ignites his sword. He unleashes a chasing strike of his own. This winged girl explains his skill amplified the first attack. He calls the technique weak, but she reminds him he's not normal. A new rocky warrior steps up, taunting the beast. He strikes the exact same weak point, causing a massive blast. This scorpion is defeated, granting a huge EXP boost. This rocky warrior begins carving up the carcass. He expertly removes the poisonous sting and gland. Then he playfully puts the winged girl in a headlock for luring it. Our boy stops, noticing a faint glimmer. Inside the monster is a rare tertiary mana stone. This others are stunned they found one so soon. This rocky warrior continues to discipline the winged girl. With the stone, our boy can finally complete his quest. Hajin and the priestess ask him to join their clan. His response is a cold, hard no. This winged girl tries to persuade him, listing the perks. He shouts her down, refusing to be dragged into their drama. This skull-masked warrior has a bitter monologue. This winged guide tells her friend to just leave. Waving goodbye, the two fairies depart. He mutters a final harsh farewell. Our boy is just happy his stealth skill is back on. Now it's time to get to work. He's gathered all the necessary components. This ingredients begin to glow with power. He levitates, channeling the immense energy. A new skill is granted, Transcendent Regeneration. This skill promises incredible healing at a cost. His guide explains its incredible potential. He resolves to master this powerful ability. This winged guide smiles, pleased with herself. She fishes for a compliment and he agrees. His next task, hunt 100 monsters. A brutal requirement, but his targets appear. But something is different about the trolls. They're no longer resting or sleeping. He questions their motive, but his guide urges him on. For the next 2 days, the hunt is on. He cuts through trolls across the dungeon, but his kill count stops short at 97. He sits by a fire, noticing their numbers have dwindled, and their strange behavior continues to bother him. These trolls are terrified, wanting to live. He realizes a greater power is controlling them. It must be a different monster pulling the strings. This winged companion decides to retreat. He agrees, seeing no reason to take the risk. They can hunt these monsters somewhere else. He turns his back on the unseen threat. But something about the path feels wrong. His companion focuses, checking their surroundings. Her eyes snap open in pure shock. This way out has completely vanished. She's totally cut off, unable to contact the others. A terrible possibility dawns on him. He wonders if they're in an abandoned world. She confirms his terrifying suspicion. She explains how the heavens manage countless worlds. But when monsters grow too strong, worlds are abandoned. A halo materializes above her head. Here, all connections to the heavens are severed. He argues this is a dungeon, not a lost world. Suddenly, a new thought strikes him. He shouts her name as a warning. He spins around, sensing imminent danger. A massive attack slams down from above. This force of the blow sends him skidding back. A shadowy hand grips a massive scythe. This reaper has found its target. Eartha identifies it as a mutated monster. She warns its patterns are unpredictable. This scythe swings down with blinding speed. He realizes it's far stronger than the last boss. Even as a lower-class monster, he can't win. It ignored him at first, targeting Eartha instead. She offers a reward for his survival. Eartha screams his name, Yu Ilhan. He barely blocks the crushing blow. This monster roars, obsessed with his record. Yu Ilhan demands to know what it means. His best weapon is gone, his armor a mere shield. This reaper lunges, wanting to take everything. Eartha shouts a warning, it's using magic. Yu Ilhan braces himself, preparing to counter. He launches himself high into the air. This monster tracks his aerial assault. Yu Ilhan poises his spear for a downward strike and hurls it with everything he has. A critical hit lands, staggering the beast, but it's not enough. The level gap is too wide. Eartha calls his small success a miracle. This Reaper acknowledges his strength, demanding his records. He weaves through a storm of attacks, parrying a massive energy beam. He counters with a powerful swing, unleashing a crackling lightning strike. This entity roars, demanding his knowledge. Our boy has a simple answer for it. He charges in for another strike, but the enemy unleashes a massive explosion. He's thrown back, staggering from the blast. His armor is cracking under the strain. This cloaked being reveals its true mana. It forms a deadly projectile from its own essence, launching it with blinding speed. He braces for the devastating impact, pushed to his absolute limit. He vows to master this power himself. Suddenly, he senses an ally arriving. This entity launches a surprise attack. This winged woman sees the thorns fly. A projectile pierces his shoulder. Yu Ilhin screams as she calls his name. She watches in absolute horror. This wound isn't just bleeding. It's turning black, a curse that even his poison resistance can't stop. She can only stare helpless. Yu Ilhin looks up, shocked to see Eartha. She knows her presence makes him a target. He grins through the pain, telling her to leave. With a final plea for him to survive, she retreats. A critical hit slams directly into him. His arm goes numb, the situation dire. This Reaper's cold gaze meets his, but somehow Yu Ilhin feels no despair. Elsewhere, a blonde woman holds onto a prophecy, a premonition that must be fulfilled. Eartha flies, lamenting her restricted power on Earth. She knows the Reaper is a terrifying foe. She pushes faster, hoping to find her allies. She prays for Yu Ilhin to hold on. This priestess and her knight pray for his safety, but their escape scroll has failed them. This other angels are just as confused. Suddenly, a blast of energy strikes the ground. This priestess looks up to see Eartha arriving. Eartha lands, confronting the green-haired angel Patha. She demands Patha repay a debt right now. Meanwhile, Yu Ilhin is at his limit, his mask cracking. This Reaper looms, baffled by his resilience. Its rage explodes in a torrent of dark energy, but our boy just grins back, defiant to the end. A voice questions their thousand-year struggle. Ilhin's grip tightens on his weapon. He roars, refusing to fall here, but the enemy's blow lands true. He collapses, his body failing him. This hooded figure gloats over his victory. But Ilhin isn't finished yet. He remembers a promise to an angel. Recalls a cheerful farewell. He thinks of his family waiting for him. A vision of a radiant woman appears. He whispers her name, Rita. This final killing strike descends, but her voice calls out his name. He lies broken on the ground. Suddenly, a pillar of light erupts. This enemy recoils in shock. Ilhin struggles to breathe, still alive. This creature can't comprehend what happened. A new arrival asks if they're too late. A chorus of angels unleashes a healing wave. His foreshadowing skill activates. This divine power pours into him. Wounds seal and flesh regenerates. This curse is lifted, his body restored. He feels the power returning to his fist. This Reaper's scythe slams down hard. Its monstrous form looms over him. Yu Ilhin forces himself to his feet, injured. He knows he was seconds from death. This newcomer stare down the dungeon's true boss. Nayuna shoves the terrified Kang Hajin forward. He reluctantly raises his shield. With no other choice, he prepares to tank. Behind him, Nayuna casts a powerful blessing. Holy light envelops his shield. This Reaper charges in for the kill. Hajin is stunned that he's still standing. Her blessing didn't just buff, it sent the Reaper flying. This angel Eartha watches in disbelief. She flies to Yu Ilhin's side, checking on him. He's alive but needs time to recover. Yu Ilhin asks the terrified tank to hold the line. He just needs him to buy a little time. Kang Hajin hesitates, looking for an out. Yu Ilhin clarifies, 30 seconds with Yuna's help. For him, that's more than enough. This tank screams, accepting his role. Now Yuna unleashes a torrent of holy power. This angel's worry she's burning herself out to win. Liera INSISTS, they must trust Yu Ilhin, but the tank panics, his shield cracking. Miles away, Ilhin is on a different mission. He closes in on 3 troll-like monsters. One of them senses danger, but Ilhin cuts them down in a single brutal swing. This green-haired angel is shocked by his actions. Liera explains he needed 3 more kills. A level up will fully restore his power. This system confirms the conditions are met. He unlocks a new title, Rookie Reaper. His stealth and attack power surge, absorbing the records. He reaches level 53. His stamina is restored and he gains a new skill. With only 10 seconds left, he rushes back. Back at the fight, the enemy's attack intensifies. This tank Hajin cries out as his armor shatters. This robed villain looms over him, calling him weak. This priestess Yuna prays for a miracle. A devastating blow breaks through his defenses. Hajin collapses, utterly defeated. This green-haired angel screams Yuna's name. This villain declares that it's all over, but Yuna stands defiantly to protect Hajin. Her hand glows with divine power. A brilliant flash of pink magic erupts. This blast detonates in a massive explosion. Angelic observers are stunned. Yuna has amazing potential, but the Reaper's form begins to regenerate. Yuna tries to wake her paralyzed companion Hajin. This monster looms over them, vowing to kill. She holds Hajin, fearing this is the end. A voice offers to form a party. A system window confirms the new member. This party list shows Hajin, Yuna, and one unknown. A new ally steps into the clearing. Hajin looks up, shocked and relieved. This skeletal knight has returned, silencing them. This Reaper's dark energy swirls with rage. Hajin knows it's about to wake up. This knight grips his spear, praising Hajin's effort. He steps forward, ready to take over the fight. Hajin watches from the ground, helpless. This sight of the knight's back means salvation. Yuna calls out to a dazed Hajin. He'd never felt so weak until this moment. But relief washes over his frustration. This Reaper fully reforms, screaming for a fight. This knight notes its rage makes it blind. He prepares to unleash superhuman strength. He unleashes his final desperate attack. This hooded enemy recoils in shock. This skull-masked warrior declares this is the end. He brings his massive weapon crashing down. A critical hit lands with blinding force. But beneath the hood he sees something wrong. His glowing eye widens in disbelief. This weapon has pierced a white-haired woman. He realizes his enemy was a person all along. With her last breath she whispers her thanks. He stands over her, the deed done. Her body dissolves into red motes of light. System notifications flood his vision, granting him a massive level up. He wonders if he just freed her from a curse. A skill confirms it. Her life force was saved. His companions arrive asking if he's okay. He turns, weapon still raised, defensively. They stare at the scene, realizing the monster was human. This warrior collapses, admitting he thought he would die. He gets back to his feet, ready for the next step. Pulling out a knife he prepares to harvest, but a tiny voice stops him. A small fairy asks if he's going to butcher her. He calls it a monster. She insists it was a human. He explains he only needs the valuable materials. This fairy falls silent, considering his words. This masked warrior is stunned. His defeated foe crumbles into dust. A single glowing eye widens in shock. Onlookers note the body turn to ash. He never expected this outcome. This winged guide names the phenomenon a breaker. He's confused by the cool-sounding name. She explains breakers are consumed by mana, turning to ash upon death. He realizes the Reaper wasn't a true monster. It was once a human twisted by power. Only an empty cloak remains on the ground. He clenches his fist, unable to butcher the remains, but he still managed to secure the mana stone. This Reaper's weapon and armor were also left behind. A second angel, Eartha, arrives with news. This dungeon exit is open and their powers are restored. She regrets not learning the Reaper's secret. Eartha stares intently at our boy. He gets defensive, but she just calls him cute. Flustered, he accepts the strange compliment, but Eartha's mood darkens. The true threat remains. This advanced dungeon suppresses the powerful. A new kind of breaker exists here, one not from Earth. They are in an abandoned world. He admits he has no idea what's happening back home. This winged woman states one absolute certainty. Yu Ilhin was the victor. She watches him from afar. Knowing he performed spectacularly, back on the ground, a man in red armor is humbled. He thanks their masked savior, but Yu Ilhin deflects the praise. This man insists they owe him their lives. Our boy awkwardly accepts their gratitude. He then moves to the real prize. He asks to take the dungeon's core. This red-armored man is stunned. A wave of relief washes over him. He happily agrees to the terms, but the woman in white has a counteroffer. She enthusiastically asks for his number. Yu Ilhin gives a flat, immediate no. She's thrilled by the blunt rejection. His introverted soul is screaming. She won't give up asking for his name. Her bright, pleading aura is too much for him. He finally relents. Yu Ilhin, her companion, is utterly baffled. He's never seen her so bold or so genuinely rejected. He can only sigh at the absurdity. Yu Ilhin realizes his companions are beyond normal logic. A massive portal to the outside world opens before them. He turns, calling out for Eartha. A majestic, fully armored angel descends from the sky. She lands, demanding a report. Others are stunned by her sudden appearance. Eartha flies up to greet her superior. This two angels stand in silent conference. Yu Ilhin feels her overwhelming presence. This powerful angel addresses him by name. She thanks him for saving Eartha, promising a reward. Yu Ilhin waves it off, not wanting compensation. This angel says she must take Eartha for questioning. She turns to leave. With heavenly power, she will seal the dungeon. Angelic forms materialize, closing the rift. Yu Ilhin wonders if more dungeons will appear, or if this one was deliberately created. A bloody vision of Liera flashes in his mind. He clenches his fist, pushing the thoughts away. He only needs to get stronger for survival. Elsewhere, a keep out sign guards a dark portal. This superior angel calls Earth dangerously unpredictable. She declares more angels will be assigned to watch it, and she has one final unspoken order. This angel delivers a message from Rita. Yu Ilhin's mind races with the thought. His focus sharpens instantly. He demands to know what else she said. This angel addresses him by his full name, blesses his future, and flies away. He reaches out, left hanging mid-sentence, a cruel trick to leave him wondering. This scene shifts to an airport. A blonde woman and her companion arrive. A sleek black car pulls up to the curb. This tinted window slowly descends. A woman in sunglasses asks if they got the item. This blonde woman, Nayuna, complains about the cold welcome. Inside, they confirm the mission was a success. Nayuna eagerly shares some gossip about a fight. Their car speeds down the highway. This driver, Murray, is intrigued by the details. Nayuna describes an incredibly strong spear user. An image of Yu Ilhin flashes in Murray's mind. Her companion asks if she knows the man. She denies it with a knowing smile. She offers to treat them to drinks to celebrate. Meanwhile, Yu Ilhin arrives at his door. He bursts in, announcing his return. He arrives home to an empty house. A note on the table explains her absence. His mom went to another world for groceries. He cleans up, a thought striking him. He realizes his mom is stronger than he thought, at least more talented than his dad. With time to kill, he heads to his workshop. Inside, he pulls out massive cuts of meat. This monster meat is starting to spoil. He needs a way to preserve it all. Suddenly, an idea sparks. His fire spirit materializes before him. He asks if the spirit can eat meat. A brilliant solution dawns on him. He can train his cooking skills and use up the meat at the same time. He tosses the cooked food to the hungry spirit. This scene shifts to a serene sky. Deep within heaven, a council is in session. An angel reports his investigation's findings. This subject is led a Karjaha, an elf of Daru. They question how she crossed from an abandoned world. A higher-ranking angel shouts for order. He declares this incident raises two key questions. First, how did a dead world connect to Earth? This angel questions how this happened in a trapped dungeon. He reveals that if Yu Ilhin hadn't killed the enemy, two angels would be dead and Earth would be lost. A skeptical angel scoffs in disbelief. He doubts a human could defeat a high-class enemy alone. This green-haired angel shouts that he wasn't alone. This skeptic ignores her, finding the story impossible. A blonde angel calls Yu Ilhin suspicious. This accusation sparks outrage in the chamber. Eartha tells the accuser to stop badmouthing him. She insists his strength comes from pure hard work. Another defender, Rita, passionately declares he's a good kid. She points across the room, defending his honor. This lead angel states there are witnesses vouching for him. Eartha steps forward, confirming he protected them. She has seen no evil in him, only his incredible skill. This skeptic remains unconvinced, muttering, "We'll see." This council decides to quadruple the angels on Earth. Rita announces God will reward promising humans. More guardian angels will be assigned to mortals. They must watch Earth and prevent another world merger. Elsewhere, a higher being laments the failed plan. Back in the hall, Rita and Eartha are called out by name. This lead angel orders them to stay behind. These two angels look at each other confused. In a grand celestial hall, a decision is being made. An angel addresses his council of subordinates. This topic, deciding a reward for Yu Ilhin. This blonde angel, Rita, erupts with excitement. This lead angel, Mura, promises the best reward possible. Rita celebrates as her friend looks on stunned. She's shocked. Sir Mura is bending his own strict rules. He claims it's God's will to restore Earth's balance. His gaze is sharp, his conviction absolute. He has a premonition about one person. A feeling that Yu Ilhin is the key. He might get closer to the truth than anyone else. Meanwhile, Yu Ilhin is proud of his latest creation. He suddenly realizes he's worked through dinner. Light pours from his workshop late into the night. He stretches the long task finally complete. A tired but satisfied smile crosses his face. This pile bunker is finished, a unique grade weapon. Its full power is too much for its own durability. Now he needs a ranged weapon that doesn't use mana. One wrong move with a new weapon could be fatal. But a wicked idea begins to form. He knows exactly what to build: an atlatl, a simple spear thrower with a hooked end. It grants devastating power and incredible range. He imagines the power of his spear arts. Fired up, he decides to start immediately. This hammer rings out in the workshop, but he stops, sensing something is wrong. He inspects the Reaper's scythe and robe. His eyes narrow, analyzing the gear. This robe's stealth option is incredibly powerful. This scythe boosts critical hits, but it feels lacking. He'll melt it down and forge a proper spear. He offers the scythe to the eternal flame, but the flame sputters, confused. He realizes it cannot melt this weapon. A violent energy erupts from the forge. He cheers on the struggling flame. He watches intently, waiting for the outcome. From the fire, a dark presence with red eyes emerges. He shouts a name in shock: Leda Karjaha. He doesn't understand, but grips the weapon tight. He stands his ground, challenging the dark entity. This being seems surprised by his defiance. Its shadowy form is pulled into a purple gem. This darkness condenses into a single glowing stone. Stunned, he tries to process what just happened. With the dark being gone, the scythe finally melts. It worked out, but a visitor now looms behind him. This dark-haired angel watches in shock. This blonde angel knew he had this talent. She beams with pride for her Ilhin. A legendary spear is born, but the system says it's incomplete. Ilhin knows the final step is mana crafting. He thinks he's hallucinating from exhaustion. A sudden sound makes him look up. This blonde angel, Rita, announces her return. Ilhin stares, completely frozen. He can barely speak her name. Rita is overcome with emotion. They embrace in a tearful reunion. This other angel watches them silently. Her face remains stoic and unreadable. Ilhin turns, welcoming Eartha back as well. He offers her a genuine, warm smile. Eartha softens, finally acknowledging her return. This tense atmosphere finally breaks. This three of them sit down together. Ilhin jokes about having double the burden. Eartha interrupts with an urgent message from heaven. Ilhin realizes the gods don't know the cause. She warns that the same disaster could happen again. Rita complains that their reunion is already over. Yu Ilhin is shocked by her agreement. She says he's an ally now, and because he saved her life. Ilhin suddenly remembers his reward. He asks for a rot preventative bag. This angel stares and he gets nervous. She asks if that's all he wants. An awkward silence hangs in the air. He panics, confused by her kindness. She calls his deed praiseworthy, enchanting his bag. He celebrates his new gear, but she tells him that's not all. This dark-haired angel calls on Rita. Ilhin's heart skips a beat. Rita steps forward, calling his name. This first angel confirms a second reward. Rita approaches him with a warm smile. He's completely stunned and confused. His mind races, wondering what it could be. He imagines a romantic confession. She leans in close, asking if he's ready. Blushing, he nervously agrees. She tells him to open his subclass window. His fantasy shatters instantly. He realizes the other angel is enjoying his pain. A new system window appears, a subclass option, Angel's Partner. Eartha explains it's a reward from heaven. Rita joyfully declares they'll be partners forever, but our boy looks completely uninterested. These two angels are utterly stunned. He bluntly states they aren't helpful in a fight. Crushed, they try to defend their usefulness. He struggles to hold back a laugh, then completely loses it. He grins, admitting it was just a prank. Flustered, they call him out for being mean. With that settled, he makes his choice. His finger touches the screen, unleashing a bright light. This system confirms his new status. He can partner with up to 2 angels, gaining a passive skill, Fallen Angel's Blessing, and an active skill, Angel's Support. Rita and Eartha are now officially his partners. He discovers a new party status screen, but one detail truly grabs his attention: a massive stat boost against breakers and undead. He turns to the angels with a greedy glint in his eye. He suddenly pulls them into a tight hug. Rita blushes, accepting his apology. Erda stammers, desperate to prove her worth. Ilhan asks if her support skill can be trained. Lita appears with a sinister aura. She says deeper interaction makes the skill grow faster. Ilhan recoils from the strange implication. He felt a predatory vibe from her just now. Erda quickly changes the subject back to the rewards. Lita is far too eager to play with Ilhan, but our boy is ready for the challenge. He immediately gets back to crafting his weapons. Lita's complaints fall on deaf ears. His focus is absolute. The spear now complete. A system prompt appears, ready to reveal its power. This angels gasp in shock at his skill. Lita is stunned by his advanced mana crafting. He channels immense power into the weapon. A vortex of red energy erupts around him. This spear evolves into a legendary weapon. Its description speaks of revenge and dragons. He wonders why it mentions fighting dragons. Lita realizes this dragon-slaying trait is new. She thinks he dug too deep into its history. He tapped into the original owner's dying wish. His crafting was so perfect it awakened the weapon's soul. Lita warns him that dragons are a death sentence. He shouts, realizing its foreshadowing. This dark-haired angel panics, screaming about a future dragon fight, but the blonde angel is utterly confused by their logic. He despairs, convinced he's too weak for such a battle. This blonde angel's patience finally snaps. She scolds them for worrying, but he just laughs it off.